everybody, to another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. Wait, let me try that one more time. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G Money here on another lovely Monday evening right here in the heart of Wailuku Town on the beautiful island of Maui in the great state of Hawaii. And boy, oh boy, have we got ourselves a fun little show tonight. We've got, of course, some nerd news. We have, of course, myself and Phormat being part of the Hawaii Film Critics Society. The Oscars were last night, and of course, movies were nominated, and movies won that were nominated, I should say, and we'll talk about that as well. But before I get into all of that other good crap, let me introduce the crew. He is the producer, seducer. He is the man who loves taking stock of his own life and the lives of others. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Kai Kai. How's it going, Kai? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I was just wondering if you were having a stroke.
What are you talking about? A stroke? What are you talking about, brother?
I don't know. You kind of lapsed there for a bit.
No, I said I wanted to start all over again.
I was just making sure.
All right, yeah, that's all I wanted to do, of course. Anyway,
what do you mean?
Also,
taking stock of people's lives.
That's what you do.
No, I don't.
Do. Also, joining us this evening, he is our man in black.
Oh man!
And of course, unfortunately for him,
I just realized the theme music.
He's kind of connected to the man who definitely got roasted on social medias yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the gaming guru and the maven of magic. His name, not what you think it is. It's Phormat.
Hey.
I can't believe you didn't even remember what you're saying.
It just dawned on me as it came up, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
It would be G to do it.
Well, yeah. So it's just the three of us for now.
Strikes again.
Well, look. Here's what we'll do. All right, we'll address the 6'5" black guy in the room. Is he 6'5"? I think he is. Of course, as you know, the Oscars were last night,
and that of black guys.
Yeah, and of course, the biggest news of the fact was the slap heard around the world, which has become very memeable, and not only memeable, it is everywhere. It is the biggest thing to happen to the Oscars, at least for 20 years, because the Oscars have been on a downward spiral as far as ratings.
Finally, something worth watching on the
something worth watching on the Oscars. I have my thoughts on what happened, and I have, man, I just.
Do we need to hear it?
Well, I tell you what. The thing is that I can't condone what Will Smith did. I mean, it's unfortunate what he did. I think. I mean, he did send a letter of apology to Chris Rock that he made public. But after the whole thing, the whole non-apology apology last night and the whole night, it's weird. It's weird how this has kind of just completely, just totally took over social media. It's incredible. It's everywhere.
Man.
It's in my feed for Facebook. It's in my feed for YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere. And I'm like, good God, man. So
everybody likes a little drama, especially celebrity drama.
I think it goes. Look, and here's the bad thing. For as much as I want to make fun of it, because I do, problem is that this little thing with Will goes a lot deeper than we think. It wasn't just a slap to Chris Rock. I think it goes much deeper than that. So I have my thoughts, and I think that it goes much deeper than just smacking him trying to defend his wife's honor, because I don't think that was the case at all. So, but
it's weird because he's laughing at the joke.
Yes.
So, like, what happened between the laugh and him charging up on stage?
Well, if you look at the video, which I'm not pulling up because I've seen it 1,000 times. What you don't realize is that, and which I've watched, Jada is not exactly happy about it. So he looked over at his wife when the camera panned back to Chris, and she was like, do something, mother trucker. So at least that's what it felt like. But I will say this. He has been, for quite some time now, he has been Will Smith and Jada, out of their own doing, of course, they put themselves in the spotlight with their open relationship and all this other crap. So I think it all kind of came to a head, as it were. And it's kind of, it's kind of hard to invoke the name of God when you have an open marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I wasn't digging that. But anyway, let's just say that I will say that I thought it was terrible that everybody was over there consoling Will Smith and no one even checked on Chris Rock, at least what we could see, which I thought was garbage. Chris Rock, it was like they were victim blaming Chris, like he did it. He's a comedian. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. I'm like, he's a comic.
I will say this: the comedian, like the comedy community, really banded around Chris Rock,
right
after what happened, because
yeah,
he literally experienced like every comedian's worst nightmare.
Right.
What happens at the comedy club when a heckler comes up on stage and slaps
the guy that's on stage? Yeah. Or what is this is my thing. Is a comedian that is doing their job up on stage, entertaining you, are they supposed to take stock in everybody that comes through the door? Okay, are they suffering from mental illness? Oh, are they suffering from a disease? Oh, are they doing this? Are they doing that? Are they married or not married? Are these guys broken up? Is that what comedians are supposed to do? I mean, that's not reading the room. Reading the room is finding out what you're doing is funny. Chris Rock was doing a bit, and not even number one. Personally, I thought it was
a great bit.
It's not a great bit, number one. But number two, the other thing is it's had a kind of a complimentary, jokey bit, because G.I. Jane was a badass, number one.
Right.
So I mean, for crying out loud, man, I mean, if comedians can't be funny and point out things in the world that are contrary to let's say what you believe or whatever, then there's no point in comedians anymore. I mean, I think the worst thing that happened today was the fact that, and I say this, and after I read it, worst thing that happened was Chris Rock apologized for what he said. And I thought that was the worst thing that he did. And I don't agree with that at all, because I was on his side 100% with this. Yeah. And and for the fact that he would put out a letter and apologize for what? What are we? I mean, are we this sensitive now? I mean, and I'll say this: violence is not speech, and speech is not violence. Okay, two different things. Okay, so for as much as I have thoughts about this, I think Will is having an issue. Like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but it feels like the weight of this, this relationship with Jada. They're married, and it's an issue, I think, and he doesn't want, I think there's a big issue. I mean, literally, this guy is this poor, not poor Will, but Will is now being called out on his cuckery. It's crazy. It's insane. So this is going to even get it. This is going to make it. It's going to make it even worse. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, listen. Enough about Will Smith.
I feel like the what is it? The Nutty Professor, the comedy scene. That whole thing would have been a completely different movie if Eddie Murphy went up on stage and slapped Dave Chappelle in the face.
Oh, Alika's in the chat. Alika says Chris Rock has not issued any statement at all. He says that was not a legit apology, and it wasn't him. It was fake. I just saw it. I didn't know. I thought it was. I thought he was connected to it. So if I'm wrong about that, then cool. Thanks for correcting me on that. If he did not issue a statement, good on Chris.
I'll go find out.
Go ahead and look that up, because I saw that statement that was put out, and he had recognized Will and Jada and the whole nine. So if it's not real, I didn't know that. No one made that clear when I had read that, so I wasn't sure. So good. I'm glad. Joel in the chat says Will Smith is a broken man because Jada destroyed him, which is it's possible. But I mean, it's hard to stand there and say that you're a man while your supposed wife is getting it on with other dudes in your marriage. I don't know, man. I can't. I don't know. Whatever. Listen, to each their own, I guess.
I don't know any of that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we do because Jada made it clear that was what. Yes.
I don't.
No.
I don't pay attention to people.
Oh well. Jada Pinkett Smith does a podcast called The Red Table.
Yeah, I know about that, but I don't follow it.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's.
I think a lot of this has to deal with the level of their celebrity status.
Sure, I agree with that.
Like if this happened to like Beyonce, you don't think Jay-Z would have charged up on stage?
I think what contributes to this whole thing is that number one, we all know that she suffers from alopecia. Guess what? A ton of people do. You're losing your hair.
I didn't know
it's
that.
not. It's not like it's not. It's a lot of more. I think a lot more men have that issue. So I mean, I don't think that was. I think he was. Like I said, I think Chris Rock was making more of a kind of a cutesy joke in the fact that she looked like a badass, but that could just be me. But anyway, yeah, yeah, and that's what I thought it was anyway. He even told before he even made the joke, he told her he loved her. So I was like, my goodness gracious, man. I mean, I don't know. I just think we're all of this stuff about being so sensitive and it's incredible. I mean, look, can I make myself an example? Can I? Would that be okay? Let me make myself an example.
You're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not exact. It's true. It's a good point. I wasn't asking for permission. Let me say this.
Can't say
I'm sorry, man, but in order to continue, you need to ask us for consent.
There's no apology from Chris yet.
Rod in the chat says, I like the tinfoil hat. This was all planned to bring relevance to the Oscars. It was a bad way to make it relevant if it was planned, but I don't think it was planned. A lot of people point to the fact that Chris Rock leans in to the slap. He doesn't. He only leaned in because I think he was waiting for Will Smith to tell him something. That's why he was. So I don't think it was fake at all. But getting back to my point, let me ask you this. Kai, let me ask you this.
What?
If I were to walk into a comedy club, Kai, and Phormat, and I were to sit in the front row.
Right.
Okay. Would I expect to be the butt of a joke possibly with the way I look?
Yes.
Because the front row is the splash zone. Everybody
exactly.
knows that.
100%. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith were in the front row. Okay. I would be the butt of a joke. So either A, I deal with it and realize he's having a comedy show, or what I do is I try to make myself as inconspicuous as possible, if that's even possible. You know what I'm saying?
There's another thing to that though, because the Oscar seating, the front is like it's for people that have been in movies, in projects.
I think you are right, because
we all know since the Jim Carrey fiasco.
Correct. It is weird, right? Because it wasn't even like theater seating anymore. They all have tables and
it's a banquet now.
It's like a banquet thing now. Yeah, it's kind of strange. But I will say that I think ultimately what happened with Will Smith is the best and worst thing that the Oscars has ever had happen to it, because now the Oscars have to respond because of all the backlash they're getting. Because now they're going to
pull the award.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a guy who I'll be honest with you. I believe that they should. I think that if they don't, I think that shows that there were no consequences to his actions that they took, that he took, that they took on their show.
Violation of
of their policy.
Rules. You're right.
Correct. So my issue is that if the Oscars do not take away his best actor award, they are condoning what he did. Mm-hmm. And so I have an issue with that. It would have been one thing if Will had approached Chris in the back and then had slapped him and out of the public eye. But the fact that now, essentially, California can go in and prosecute Will Smith without even the permission of Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, they can.
They got some wacky laws over there.
That right, exactly. If the state sees that it reaches a certain threshold, the state can do something.
I know it's my understanding that because it is California, that the cops were called.
Yes.
But Chris Rock did deny pressing charges.
That is correct. Yes, that is what the story is out of from behind the scenes. But ultimately, I think that Will Smith, there are people that I talk to in our chat that don't agree with me. I think Will Smith has tarnished his image. I think Will Smith will not be the same after this. I could be completely wrong about this, but I don't think his career is going to be the same after this. I think the exposure of his life being under the spotlight for as long as it has is now going to have more of a microscope on it. I think that's going to be bad.
I'm inclined to agree to a certain extent.
Sure.
I feel, time heals all wounds.
Sure.
And all, Will has to do is pull Tobey Maguire, and he'll be back in no time.
I heard a cute joke today. If you'd like to hear it, yeah, I did.
God.
Fine. Here's
my
ready?
consent.
All right, here you go. How do you know? How did the police know that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock?
Oh, I know this.
Because they dusted Chris Rock's cheek and found fresh prints. So, it's kind of a cute.
I don't know about
kind
cute.
of a cute. It's a cute joke. Richard in the chat says, I got tired of Will Smith years ago and didn't find him relevant for years. To be fair, he hasn't been that relevant for years. King Richard was kind of almost like this was going to be his Oscar win. And that's exactly what it became. So I think that he has lost relevance. He's not the top box office star that he once was.
No, he hasn't been for a while now.
But I think if he is smart, what he'll do is he made his apology. I think what he'll do is go away for a while. If that's the case.
Yeah, I said, pull a Tobey Maguire, take up gambling, and then come back for Independence Day 4.
Also from the chat, Aron says, I'll say it, Jada hasn't made a good movie since Set It Off, yo.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
She wasn't in G.I. Jade? Oh, why would she be in the sequel then?
First of all, Set It Off was a badass movie. I will say
yes,
that.
It is.
Set It Off.
When was Set It Off? Holy hell.
What? Queen Latifah?
No. When what?
Oh.
It feels like
1990. What was it? 90. It was like 95, 96.
Feels like the 60s.
Yeah, it does. It feels
so
a long time ago. Joel in the chat says, no comedians will work the Oscars. If the Academy does nothing, who would want to host the show? Good thing he didn't make fun of Alec Baldwin. A lot of people have been saying that.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah. And I think that that's the case. If the Hollywood pushback is that they can't laugh at themselves, then no comedian is going to work the Oscars. I completely agree with that. It's going to be different because
they can't. Celebrities don't laugh at themselves at all.
That's what I mean.
They're not very funny.
No, let me ask you this, and this is only tangentially related to the Chris Rock Will Smith thing. And I'm going to ask this when we talk about it from a Hawaii Film Critics Society perspective. We're going to be doing an Oscar wrap up kind of pod later on. If you'd like to come, you can. Phormat. Aron's going to be there. I don't know if that'll sway your decision of to come.
No,
yeah. But here's the thing, and this is bad for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do the Oscars even matter anymore?
No, they don't matter at all.
Do they?
In the whatever it is of public opinion, I don't really think so.
And the reason why I'm
it's a kudos from Hollywood to Hollywood. That's
it's self-aggrandizing. Yes.
Yeah.
So as a critic, Phormat, that's why I ask you, and this is why I'm having this opinion is because of this is what relevance? Because the way they, number one, lately, how they've been treating the people that watch their movies and all of this, I don't want to get into the woke culture stuff, but it has affected the movies. Do the Oscars even matter at this point? For crying out loud, let's put it this way. The Oscars were so interested in getting an audience back that they added an Oscar that you could vote on as the public.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess what I'm saying is that now has the veil been lifted on the Oscars? Number one, and number two, should the Oscars even be televised anymore? You know what I mean? Like, is it even a thing? That's my question. I'm curious of whether or not the Oscars should even be an event that we, the public, should even be taking, be watching anyway. Because let's put it this way: the Golden Globes has pretty much ate itself up, and they're not on television anymore. Because of the whole
I don't think
controversy.
award shows in general should be televised. Like I don't. There's no point. Like I really enjoy like local award stuff. Like when we do our own awards, that's coming from a special place.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when you do like a thing for the entire world,
yeah,
that gets kind of watered down, especially when half of the awards are given off camera.
Sure, I agree with you. Let me Aron, let me get back to Aron really quick. Aron said something interesting. He says Will Smith deserved Oscars for Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, or 7 Pounds. I don't think King Richard was Oscar material like this, like those other films. I actually agree with Aron because I didn't think King Richard was that good either. That got a lot of play, but I don't know, Phormat. I don't know if you saw it during Oscar season,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great.
The screener for it. Yeah,
Did you like
agree.
it? Yeah, no.
It was okay, but it wasn't like, as they say, Oscar worthy.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought it was a decent
it was just
film.
Will Smith being Will Smith.
Exactly. Richard in the
Will
chat.
Smith's a great actor, but
he's a good actor. Richard says, does anyone care when they advertise an Oscar award winner or nominee in an ad campaign for movies or shows? You know what's interesting is that's a funny thing that you bring that up, because I have seen a lot less of that in advertising. I only see that like the next day. Like if you were to look on streaming, you would see like on Apple TV right now, which I have. Apple TV is touting Coda as the best picture winner of 2022. But that slowly that fades away incredibly fast.
It does.
So it certainly
does.
It's the
same in the video game community. Like
right.
You see all those magazine reviews, and it's like nobody reads those mags.
It's true. Oh, by the way, Phormat, you have a phone, right?
I do, but I'm not going to play Diablo on my phone now.
You sure? Because if you pre-order it, you get a free skin if you pre-order it. All right.
Great.
Just a little side note. We'll talk about that later.
Announcement for an NFT.
But you have to play the tutorial in order to get the skin. Okay.
Who plays tutorials?
Well.
What?
Yeah, they want you to. Be ready for it. It's coming. Hey, Ron in the chat says
games since the 70s. You think I need a tutorial?
Yeah. Oscars matter to real cinephiles like me, and having films win awards that I loved over the years. Aron, by the way, of course, for those that don't know, Aron, that we're reading his chats, is also a certified movie reviewer. And he says Oscars matter to real cinephiles like himself, and having films win awards that I loved over the years is a satisfying feeling for me, at least. But they don't necessarily have to be aired live on network television. They could air it live on some streaming service, or what they could do is make a highlight show.
Yeah,
and that would be completely fine too.
I think people are going to watch it as a highlight reel on YouTube anyway. Like nobody's going to watch the actual event.
Right. And once again, it seems like these award shows are excuses for them to get together, and then party afterward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it seems like. Fair. Yeah. So, I've
never looked it up, but do you know the history of the Oscars?
Matter of fact,
it became so
Well,
like prominent, like
it was.
thing
It was.
that everyone wanted?
Well, to be fair,
Did it start off as a backyard barbecue that just?
Well, ironically enough, it was actually the history of the Oscars is very interesting because they were trying to find a way to make movies relevant back in the day, right? So the first movie that ever won an award or won an Oscar for Best Picture was the movie called Wings from 1929. If I'm not mistaken. It was a way for people to connect to the artists and the movies, and it was to show artistic merit and technical merit in filmmaking is what it was supposed to be for.
Well, that's cool. I
yeah.
think they've gotten really far away from that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, exactly. So it was an interesting it's interesting how they came to be, and of course the older it got, the more prestigious it got, but the more, I guess, it got the pomp and circumstance got even bigger. So yeah, but essentially that's what it was for. It was that's the reason why it is that the Academy Awards were created for those things, but it doesn't feel like that anymore. I will say that, even though they may say that, it doesn't feel like that anymore. So I think
it's typical of the award race, though, because I mean, like even in tournaments, like say Evo, for example, that started like in a back room of like a hotel, because gamers just wanted to get together and enjoy their favorite fighting games together. And then it blew up into like now it's renting out entire floors of hotels, like Las Vegas arenas and stuff. So it's, I think it's like for Evo as the example, like it's gotten really far away from its roots. And I think the same can probably be said for the Oscars and award shows in general.
And the interesting thing about that is that that's exactly what Comic-Cons used to be. San Diego Comic-Con in particular, it didn't take up a convention center. It took up a freaking banquet hall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an entire convention center.
It is. Now it's a convention center. So they do, it does, and using Comic-Con as example, these events have strayed away from what they were originally intended to be. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying that is what happens with something like this.
It is and it isn't, because there's a lot to be said about getting the entire community involved. Because like the entire, like all of San Diego is Comic-Con during that weekend. Like the hotels get involved, the restaurants get involved, like everyone's a part of that, which is pretty cool. But again, it's really far away from just a get together.
Aron in the chat says G is right on Wings. I have that on Blu-ray. Great movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's a silent movie, but it was kind of like Top Gun for its day. It's a fantastic flick. Ron Cataguy in the chat says that I missed the comic list. No, you did not. We're going to get to that shortly.
There's no comic book list.
Alika's not here.
Oh, I forgot to tell Ron, by the way. Ron, thank you so much for the updated all holes or nothing picture with my animated face on it. I thought it's fantastic. I loved it, and it's replacing all of my avatars on all my social medias. Thank you so much. Let me see. Can I show it to you guys?
I can't wait to see it next week.
You can't wait to see it?
Join social media.
No, I'm going to show it to you right now. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it.
It sounds like it would have been something It sounds like you're a real big fan of this, so I would think.
Let me tell you something.
Somewhere you can easily.
I certainly am a fan, and that's because I'm a fan of the man who made it. His name, Ron Cataguy.
I'm pretty sure you're just a fan of yourself.
You know
Sounds
what?
like it.
I can't dispute that. There's no. But
you at least try.
Okay, let me try. Nope, I can't dispute it. Kind of rough.
Oh well. The attempt was there.
Yeah, I made the attempt. Share a file. That's what I want to do. I don't want to share
Had
that.
to
I
be
want to
an
share a file.
attempt to do it.
Okay, share slides. That be it? Your computer. There you go. Upload file. Let me pick one right here.
I'm surprised you don't have it like framed and hanging behind your head.
Yeah, I was assuming that too.
What the? Why won't it let me do it? Oh man! All right. Anyway, listen.
Make sure you don't show us any of your other files that we don't even know about.
It's true. I shouldn't do that either. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can show you. Hang on. I think I just realized maybe a good way I can show you.
Half an hour of the show is
Half
dedicated to this now.
an hour later.
This is the entertainment.
Here,
2 hours later.
Here. This is how I can show you. All right. I figured it out. All right. Here we go. It doesn't even show the good part. All over my head, it says all holes or nothing, which is kind of
well. That's happy for you. I was terrified of it.
Oh man,
that was.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that one again. But anyway, listen. We'll talk about the best picture winner, and we'll talk about best the best actor actress Oscars of 2022 coming up very shortly. But before I get into all of that, I do have to talk about comics this week because of a man named Ron Cataguy. And it's important for me to get to. So let's find out what's new this week in the world of the comic books. Well, from Marvel Comics, let me start with Marvel. This week, The Amazing Spider-Man number 93. Also from Marvel Comics, Hulk number 5, along with Dark Ages number 6. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 36, and from Marvel Comics, Immortal X-Men number 1. Also Ghost Rider number 2, Captain Marvel number 37, Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 21, Silk number 3, Silver Surfer Rebirth number 3, Spider-Woman number 21, Iron Fist number 2, Hulk Grand Design Monster number 1. That's by Jim Rugg. Hey, I think I know that guy, don't I?
Do you?
I do, don't I? Isn't Jim Rugg that guy that was here? Phormat? Wasn't he here? Could have swore he was here.
Yep, that's him.
That's him, right? Yeah. The Rug Man, the Rugginator. Yeah. Hulk Grand Design Monster.
Making comics.
Making comics. Back when SNL was funny. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I have to pause. Don't mean to, but I gotta.
Oh, great.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is
Darth Vader.
Our Dark Knight. He is the man who flies around Maui County with a cape, a cowl, and a utility belt full of prophylactics, fighting crime and unprotected loving. He is also the punk rock superstar, our horror aficionado. Ladies and gentlemen, bow down, show a bit of reverence, and give a little love, and fear the dark. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gannon!
This is the longest.
It
doesn't have the same punch.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I kind of like it. Gannon, how are we this evening, sir? Is he even there? I did that whole thing, and he's not even here.
I'm here.
You kidding? Oh, okay. You dirty bastard. How are you?
I just think it's weird that I'm having unprotected sex. Yeah, my belt is full of prophylactics. Like, those two things don't really work together.
Oh, okay. Well,
Why
like
would
I
I
said,
bother with them if I'm not using them?
First of all, you can't be having sex because you're fighting crime. Therefore, that should take up all of your time.
I hate to break it to you. That's what I call fighting crime.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I bring justice. Never mind, I can't finish that sentence.
Couple of things. Alika said no indies this week. Marvel and DC arrive every week still. He also says something that I already mentioned. Jim Rugg's Hulk Grand Design Monster out this Wednesday, which is very cool. Alika also said in all caps, make a big deal for that one, bro. All right. Sweet. I thought we just did. I thought we just did.
You ever notice that we only make a big deal out of books that are coming out because it's people we've met?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Jim, you know why I like Jim Rugg? Let me tell you why. Because he likes pro wrestling. Speaking of that,
that's why I don't like him.
Off subject, WrestleMania this weekend. Unbelievable. Saturday and Sunday. WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. So excited. Anyway, sorry. I love how I'm the guy, odd man out, and I'm supposedly the nerd in this place. Everybody thinks that I'm weird because I like wrestling. You guys are freaks. Anyway, Marvel Comics.
I don't think you're weird.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it odd that
here we go.
The idea of two guys getting sweaty and rubbing on each other makes you excited.
Okay. You don't understand the art of wrestling or all the skill that it takes, Gannon. I would expect that. I would expect that kind of answer from one man, and he's not even here tonight. I can't even believe it.
Are you talking about Todd?
Yeah.
He's barely a man.
Wow. Goodness gracious. You sure you don't want to take that back? Goodness.
I'm barely a man.
All right, fair enough.
I'm not even sure if you could count as male.
Also from Marvel Comics this week, X-Men Unlimited Latitude #1. Good God, how many of these freaking comics?
It's called Unlimited Latitude.
That's what it's called.
Unlimited Latitude.
That's what it's called. X-Men
Did
Unlimited.
all the cool titles get taken up already or something?
Latitude #1. That's what it says.
We've eventually run that cool title.
Also from Marvel Comics, Excellent #2. Get it? Excellent #2.
I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. Let me say it one more time. Excellent. Get it? All right. Also from I think that does it for Marvel Comics. Let me move on.
Because it's X like X-Men and excellent like the word.
Correct. So it's excellent.
I get it now.
All right,
I get it.
Sweet.
I'm picking up what they're throwing down.
All right, sweet. If you want me to explain it again, I will.
It is like from X-Men, right?
Yes. I think you're getting it.
That's those guys that they got the funny powers and stuff.
Correct. Like they're mutates, I think they're called.
Kind of like wrestling, only cool.
Right.
Exactly. They put on weird outfits and rub on each other.
Yeah, right. Except it's cooler because they're doing it with superpowers. From DC Comics, DC versus Vampires #6. Can't wait for that one.
You're the only one.
Also from DC Comics, Batman One Dark Knight #2. What? All right.
Well, the way you read it, it's weird, isn't it? One Dark Night, as in nighttime.
No, it's One Dark Knight.
Oh, I feel like you're lying.
Yeah. Also from DC Comics.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Batman Beyond the White Knight.
Wait. So it's excellent, like from X-Men.
Correct.
Okay,
You're getting it. Also, a Batman Beyond the White Knight #1.
Is this Night like Night, or is this another Knigget again?
Yeah. By the way, is it okay to white knight for girls anymore? Can you white knight for women?
What does that even mean?
You don't know? Oh, well, I'll get into it later. Listen, we don't have time.
What difference does it make if you're Caucasian? I don't get it.
Ron Cataguy wants me to get to all of these comics. DC Comics, The Swamp Thing #1. Excuse me, #11. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Also from DC Comics, Shadow War Alpha #1. On the front cover, Batman. Looks like Wonder Woman and Slade Wilson on the cover.
That's Talia al Ghul.
Is that Talia?
Yeah,
Is it Talia?
get Ross. Get Ross.
It was okay. Good. It was kind of small. I couldn't tell. Sorry,
You
gents.
just think a girl with dark hair is always Wonder Woman.
Could be. There's only one Wonder Woman in my life.
It's like a weird sexism where you just think only one woman exists.
Yeah, and she's wonderful. Also from DC Comics, speaking of wonderful, Sensational Wonder Woman special #1.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah. And she's looking pretty sexy on the cover, I'm not gonna lie. Also, is this what I think it is? From DC Comics, Batman / FaZe Clan #1.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What?
Oh, yeah, pull out this image. Oh my
Are
God.
you?
Yep.
FaZe
What?
Clan strikes again.
Unbelievable. Here, I'm gonna give you guys.
Batman's part of FaZe Clan now.
Oh my gosh!
I guess so.
I wonder what his game of choice is.
It's like
Goodness.
Wu-Tang, only not cool.
Yeah, it could be. All right, let me share.
I'm gonna try and guess what.
Let me share. Let me share the screen.
But it's
Call-
VR Tiddlywink.
There it is. Batman FaZe Clan #1. Wow.
Well, I guess
That's-
when you got money.
Yeah, I guess so. Look at that. Look at that. Goodness gracious. That's crazy. Is what's his face still is he part of FaZe Clan still? What the
John
hell's
Pryor?
his name? No, what the hell's his name?
Ernest Borgnine.
No, that golly, what's his name? Keemstar. Is
Jim
he part of
Henson.
FaZe Clan? I don't know.
No, I don't think
All right.
so.
I don't know either. Listen,
Frank
I don't
Sinatra.
really know who's face that anymore.
no, that's the Rat Pack.
I'm gonna get it eventually. I want to keep
Yeah.
guessing.
Well, listen, gentlemen, I'm gonna have
David
to pause.
Bowie.
No, I'm gonna have to pause the show one more time. Sorry.
Oh God, I think I know who it is.
He is the comic book artist extraordinaire.
Oh, God.
He is the creator of Disco Thunder Groovebone, Mohawk Thunder, and of course his perennial work and working on the last issue of Kukui Project. He is our comic book artist extraordinaire and the Hawaiian salted Superman. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Todd Bernardi.
Thanks,
Todd,
Grace.
Todd, how are you?
Were those raspberries? Did you just blow raspberries at me, Gannon?
I'm liking the hair, Todd, and I like the shorter beard. Good for you. I know you're getting ready because you're going to WonderCon.
I am going to WonderCon. I haven't touched my beard.
Oh, really? It looks a
My
lot.
beard is at
What'd you
least
do?
a couple centimeters longer since last.
Did you wash it? Is that why it looks different?
I always watch it every day.
Okay.
It looks more well groomed.
It looks more well groomed. That's what it is. Yes, it looks very
It's
well
not.
groomed.
I mean, it's just the haircut. I think that the haircut is.
Todd, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna finish up this this comic book list, and then I'm gonna talk to you
You're
about.
still on the comic book list.
We're almost done. All right, here we go.
It's because I
Really
keep
quick.
interrupting.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on. Like, you guys haven't even talked about any of the news or anything?
Oh, we did. We already talked about the whole Oscar thing already, but we'll get.
Oh,
we're gonna,
I'm glad that I missed that. That's why
Okay,
I was,
good.
I was.
Okay, good. You missed it. So don't worry. Here we go. More comics for you guys really quick. Let me move on because DC is done. Let me move on to Image really quick. Of course, from Image Comics, the man who or the creator of this next comic is finding himself in a lot of hot water in social media nowadays. It's Todd McFarlane's Spawn number 328. It's out this week.
He's just
I feel
not.
like people forgot about that.
I know.
He's not. He's not. It's not Todd McFarlane's fault. I mean, he's just. I mean, I think Chris Rock just writes all of his jokes.
First of all, I don't think Chris Rock. I don't think Todd McFarlane is actually wrong.
He's not. Well, I mean, whether he's wrong or right, he's just.
He
he's
could
never
have
been
worded
that
what his
funny.
response was differently. That's
Well,
the point.
when he's, that's a fair assessment. But when I think that the majority of figures that he makes are for a male demographic, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe
It's
I'm
just weird
old-fashioned.
because he was saying that while simultaneously releasing a collector's edition She-Spawn figure that has all kinds of guns and stuff.
Mhm.
So it just seemed oddly timed that he would say that at the same time it's literally a brand new character that hasn't even really gotten that much traction yet, and he gave her a figure already.
And who's gonna buy it more? Are more women gonna buy She-Spawn or more men? Let's be honest. It's gonna be the dudes.
Do women even know She-Spawn exists? There's the better question. Because most men don't.
Right. Well, that is also true.
Only nerds like me and Todd Bernardi know about that character.
Todd licks at the boot of Todd McFarlane. Okay, so stop it.
He licks Todd McFarlane's booty.
His boot.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I've never done any of those things.
You sure?
And as you'll, I mean, it didn't get me very far if I did.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm not editor at Image Comics right now, so
Greg,
what?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's no missionary position that I took to get into an executive position at Image Comics.
Well, you know what, Todd? You don't need one because you are a small publisher that is going to be showing his goodies at WonderCon this year, right?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
I'm taking. Gannon Gilmore is gonna go with me. He's gonna be my fluffer.
Wow.
You ever see Police Academy, Greg?
Yes, sir. Of course. Come on.
The scene at the podium.
Yes.
Basically that.
Wow. All right. We're talking about the first one, yes?
I don't think they did that joke in the later movies, did they? They might have done it in part 3, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I think it was in the first one. You're right.
It's been a while since I've seen them.
Have you seen Borat?
Yes.
Gannon is going to be my Azamat.
Wow,
he's going to make sure that my back pussy is dry at all times.
Hey, watch the language. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, Todd, watch your language.
Yeah. Jeez,
watch your filthy whore mouth.
Yeah, watch your filthy
I'm sorry, I forgot what the Kazakhstani word is for back pussy.
Shut up, Todd. Aron in the chat throwing Todd a compliment. Todd looking sharp.
Thank you. Thank you, bud.
Really quick, let me get the last couple of Image Comics. Of course, Image Comics: A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance #6, and Image Comics: New Burn #5, as well as the Magic Order 2 #6 is out today, and Step by Bloody Step #2 from Image Comics is out today.
Is that like a reboot of the Step by Step sitcom?
Yeah,
it could be. I hope so. Gosh,
Like
I
the
hope
comic
so.
book reboot of Step by Step.
I will also say this is the last one that I mentioned for the comic book list. Usagi Yojimbo Lone Goat and Kid #3
You
is
say
out
that
this
correctly
week.
for a change?
Usagi Yojimbo. Did I say that correctly?
Yojimbo. You're supposed to say Yojimbo.
Who was the actor that was in Step by Step that was also in all the
Kickboxer movies with Sasha Mitchell.
Sasha Mitchell, yes.
And he beat up his wife. He went to jail for it.
Yes, he did. I remember that.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm not gonna make a
But
joke
do
about that.
you know who wrote Kickboxer 2?
Who?
You'll be surprised to hear this name. David Boyer, the writer of The Dark Knight.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Look it up.
All right, I'm going to go watch that movie now.
David Goyer wrote Kickboxer 2.
Wow, that's incredible. I
That's
had no idea.
Start somewhere.
Goodness gracious, never would have thought. I do want to say, since we're on the topic of Usagi, I want to let everybody know that a new, it looks like a new release date has been set for Usagi Yojimbo, the Netflix series. Okay. It
Is
looks
it even
like
called that?
What's that? No, it's called here. This is what I'm going. This is the update I'm going
Isn't
to give
called
you.
Samurai Rabbit?
It is called Samurai Rabbit. That is correct. It is actually going to be premiering in April of this year, specifically on April 28th, 2022.
I don't
This
know
was
if that was a Stan Sakai choice or not, but that kind of sucks. They didn't let him keep the name.
well, it's called Samurai Rabbit: The Usagi Chronicles.
But doesn't that just
So-
sound to you like there was a compromise? So they didn't call it something weird that nobody's going to get their kind of handle on.
Yeah,
I
kind of
mean,
does.
I'm trying not to be that cynical about the name change, but I just got this feeling in my gut about it.
Well, it does say the question, of course, if you want to know, Stan Sakai, the creator of Usagi Yojimbo, was involved in the series.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so he is being. We can see the product itself. I have to say that if looking at the screenshots that were given to us, the screenshots look a little more kid friendly, very colorful and kid friendly than as opposed to the comic book than I was expecting.
They don't have rabbit leaders out. Is that what you're trying to say?
Shut up. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I will say that I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Stan Sakai. And it's going to be really cool. Samurai Rabbit. And to be fair, I think it's okay to change the name to Samurai Rabbit because I think more people will be the casuals will be more apt to maybe take a look at it. I think is really cool. So,
but you could make that name. You could make that name something for casuals.
yeah, okay, that's fair. There
was a time where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a wacky title.
Yeah. What was that? Todd? You said
it's subtitled Usagi Chronicles or something.
yes.
Like
It's the subtitle is the Usagi Chronicles. So that's the subtitle of the show.
Usagi.
Yeah, and it's made from Gaumont. Gaumont happens to be a French production company, and I didn't realize they had an animation studio attached to them. So they worked in concert with Gaumont.
Wait, you're surprised the French can draw?
I'm surprised the French can do anything. Look, but that's not the point. The point is that Gaumont is very famous for producing Luc Besson movies or being part of Luc Besson movies. He's also very famous. The last movie that I think we remember is that weird Luc Besson sci-fi movie that came out that had Dane DeHaan in it. Remember that? I can't even remember the name.
That was Venereal.
Yeah, so whatever the hell it was. Yeah, that whatever the hell.
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Yeah, Valerian.
That's what I said. Venereal and the City of a Thousand Planets.
That's not the one at all. I'm very much looking forward to Usagi Yojimbo. It looks really fun, and or Samurai Rabbit, and like I said, it looks very kid friendly, which is very cool. So, or at least cool for them. Have you guys seen any of the screenshots? Because I'll share it with you if you'd like.
I've seen them.
Oh, you did? Phormat, did you get a chance to see any of them?
Yeah, I saw it.
You did? So, let me throw them up for the audience then that's watching. These are a few of the drawings, a few of the animation cells right here. It looks really cool. I mean, it's super colorful. It wasn't as colorful as I was expecting, but goodness. So it looks like it's interesting because that's Usagi and he looks like a spirit, and I guess maybe this is a new character. I don't know. Could be. So we'll see. Looks very cool. Anyway,
definitely a younger take on the character if it is Usagi.
Yeah, I think it is a super young take. Maybe he's a relative or something like that. I don't know. But moving on to more news. Now, the only reason why I'm even remotely bringing this up because number one, it's tied to the DC universe, and number two, it happened here in Hawaii.
Oh man.
Ezra Miller, as you know, who stars in the upcoming DC Comics film The Flash, a reprise from his role in Justice League, faces disorderly conduct charges after a bar incident in Hilo, Hawaii. Police arrested Miller, 29, shortly after midnight today, March 28th. They were charging him with disorderly conduct and harassment, the Hawaii Police Department announced in a statement on Tuesday. Well, it's not Tuesday yet for us, but you know what I'm saying? It's Tuesday for you guys in the mainland or whatever. According to the report, on Sunday, March 27th at 11:30 p.m., South Hilo patrol officers responded to a report of a disorderly patron at a bar on Silver Street During the course of their investigation, police determined that the man, later identified as Ezra Miller, became agitated while patrons at the bar began singing karaoke. Miller began yelling obscenities at one point, grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke, and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. That was a harassment offense, the police added. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times to no avail. Police set bail at $500. Miller provided the bail and was released. So,
Greg, hearing that, there's just one thing I have to say.
Yes.
There's perks to being a wallflower.
Right. I think there is. I don't know. I don't know what he was expecting. I mean, if there's karaoke at a karaoke bar, maybe was he not expecting that, or maybe he was just drinking too much? It could have been.
I think this is his thing. He just likes to make a complete ass of himself in places and just kind of see how far he can push against his career working out.
Well, $500 is not a big fine. I mean, he posted that.
Making an ass of yourself publicly is.
Yeah, it's true. Go ahead. What was that Phormat?
The only thing I got out of any of that was that Maui closes down too early.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. Good point. Ezra Miller, we hope you behave better when you come back to the islands, bro.
He's choking girls. He's like lunging at dudes with darts. I mean, what the hell, man?
Yeah, didn't he slam one girl down too?
That's the one that Gannon was just talking about. Yeah.
Oh,
that happened like a few years ago now.
Yeah, a couple years ago now. So it is interesting.
If he's like play acting with him or if it's legit.
Would you maybe the movie is done, but wouldn't you lie low until your movie comes out before you get all?
Maybe
what do you mean lie low?
Huh?
Maybe
what do you mean by that lie low?
As in lie low, not make a spectacle of yourself. You know
what I mean?
Then
why make a spectacle of yourself at all? He's always got something coming out. He's got a Harry Potter movie coming out before The Flash.
That's true. He does. He's got Dumbledore's Secrets or something. What is it called?
The question is, why make an ass of yourself in public knowing you're, pretty famous person?
Yeah, it's a good point.
He's like the anti-Keanu Reeves. He seems like a good dude, but isn't. Like Keanu Reeves plays a badass, but is like the sweetest dude ever.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I agree. Well, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to some bigger and better news. Of course, as we know, unfortunately, the actual Academy Award
is still happening.
No, I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. As we what? You're robot.
They could do it just Michael B. Jordan. He's in it.
Yeah, they could. They definitely could.
Well, he's like one of the main producing names on that. So.
That is true too. Yeah. Will Smith is. Yeah.
You could drop Smith and just do it with Michael B. Jordan.
It's true. Interestingly enough, of course, Will Smith and the Chris Rock incident kind of overshadowed the actual award winners. So I do want to kind of highlight some of the main.
Dude, I didn't even know the Oscars happened.
Yeah, this is what's interesting about that is that's why I want to highlight some of the winners because of course Phormat and I had the opportunity to see a lot of these films, and so I'll just name just a couple of highlights. Of course, it looks like Best Sound went to Dune, Best Cinematography also went to Dune, Best Film Editing went to Dune, Production Design Dune, Music Dune. Best visual effects, Dune. Now,
not bad for a movie barely anybody went to see.
Now, here's the interesting thing. There was a lot of backlash online about the best visual effects winner being Dune because that was the only category that Spider-Man No Way Home was nominated for.
In all fairness, the effects in Spider-Man No Way Home aren't that great.
Wow. All right.
They've done better effects.
Well, you may be right about that.
The entire ending is a big failure considering it's all nighttime. You can't make either of the three of them apart once they start fighting.
That's true. I agree with you.
That was the big failure of that movie is having it set at night.
Yep. 100%.
Shang-Chi's special effects were better than Spider-Man's.
I would agree with that.
You know what? I would actually agree with that, Todd. I can't believe I'm saying this on a live stream, but yes, Todd, I agree with you. I can't believe it. Also, another film that was that won Best Animated Feature went to Encanto.
Well, that's a tragedy.
Isn't that a sauce?
Well, I put a ton of Encanto sauce on my chicken when I make chicken. It's delicious.
And then afterwards, you can't even talk about Bruno for like an entire day.
But
what's the Bruno thing? They're not talking about that Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
No, they're talking about a song in Encanto. Is what they're talking about.
I never saw that movie.
Yeah. Also, another one, Best Supporting Actor went to Troy Kotsur from Coda. He's fantastic, by the way. If you have not seen,
I hate
Coda,
to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Andrew Garfield should have gotten that one.
I tell you what, man, I would agree with you because I love the Eyes of Tammy Faye, but Coda is an incredible
movie.
movie.
I was bringing up because he was he a co-star in that movie?
He was. He was, and then he's also.
I was literally speaking on No Way Home because it's a rare thing for a co-star to basically rip the whole movie wholesale from its star.
Well,
especially when he's in it for an entire 17 minutes.
He was also.
I mean,
hang on.
I don't necessarily think No Way Home should get an Oscar, but that's pretty fucking magical that dude showed up and basically stole the whole damn movie.
Well, he had Spider-Man No Way Home. He had The Eyes of Tammy Faye as Jim Baker, and he also had Tick, Tick, Boom. So that was another movie that he had. He had 3 big movies this year. Or this
he was nominated for 2 of them.
2 of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. But I once again, I do want to stress that if you haven't, Troy Kotsur in Coda is amazing. Coda is an amazing film, and I'll get back to that momentarily. Best Supporting Actress went to Ariana DeBose from West Side Story, and I have to say that I absolutely 100% agree with that win, because for as much as I did not like West Side Story the remake, I didn't think it was good. I love the original. I thought her performance was incredible. So if there's only one reason to watch West Side Story for free on Disney Plus, that would be your ticket as to why you should watch it.
I mean, she had to act opposite a complete piece of garbage. So that's cool.
Well, wait, yeah. Hang on. You went Transformers on me again. What was that, Gannon?
I am Megatron.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Weirdo. Also, makeup and hairstyling went to The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Well deserved, I think. Great, by the way. Eyes of Tammy Faye, good movie. Best
makeup too when those tears start falling.
Yeah. Best international feature film, and one that Phormat has high praise for, and I have yet to see. Drive My Car.
Awesome.
Best international feature. And I am so excited to see that. I cannot wait. Gannon, you are straight up robot tonight, but I could not hear that.
He's going through a tunnel.
I think he's going through a tunnel. Damn it. No, can't hear you. Come that much. That's better. Yes. Well, yeah, we can hear you. What'd you say?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
What I was trying to say was like the Tammy Faye movie. The Tammy Faye one won the makeup award.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Did they not know a Suicide Squad movie came out this year?
Yes, they did.
Bummer.
Another movie that won best costume design went to Cruella. I actually agree with that. For as much as I didn't like the Cruella movie, I thought the costume design was pretty awesome. Best documentary feature, and I guarantee you this is one of Phormat's favorites because Questlove's in it. Summer of Soul was the best documentary feature of 2022.
Not bad.
It's a good movie. Best original song went to not Billie Eilish, but No Time to Die, performed by Billie Eilish from No Time to Die. Best director went to Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. I do not agree with that at all. I thought The Power of the Dog was completely overrated. I didn't think that was a very good movie at all. I don't know if anybody else saw it here, but I did not like it.
I think it's because you have
Who
very
do you
low
think
faith
would've
in
won
the
it?
horsepower, Doug.
No. Best actress went
Wait,
to
who
Jessica.
do you think should have won it if Jane Campion didn't win?
Ooh, that's a tough one. But I would rather. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'd rather have picked Paul Thomas Anderson or Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
But
And
he
Paul Thomas
wasn't
Anderson for
but
Licorice Pizza. Yeah, he was.
Denis wasn't nominated for Best Director.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. It was Paul Thomas Anderson, Villeneuve, Jane Campion, Steven Spielberg, and Kenneth Branagh.
You said his name. You said his name three or four ways.
Ryusuke Hamaguchi was nominated for Best Director.
That was for Drive My Car. You know what?
No, he was nominated for Best Director. He's not nominated for. Denis Villeneuve wasn't nominated for Best Director.
Are you sure, Mikey? Because I was pretty damn sure that he was nominated. I am pretty damn sure that he was not. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look at this because I think you're.
According to what I've got right here.
Let me see. I'm checking right now. Damn it! All right, now I'm getting mad. Yeah, Todd, you're right. You're right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Frickin' A. I thought it was Denis. If that was the case,
Aren't
I
you
would
like
pick,
a professional movie critic? Shouldn't
I
you
thought it was
know what
Denis.
the-
I thought it was Denis for some reason. I would pick.
Did
I
you
would
vote for Denis in
No.
Best Director?
Not
Is
for the
that what messed
Oscars.
up?
Not for the Oscars, dumbass. Paul Thomas Anderson is who I would have picked. I think Licorice Pizza was a great movie, and he was probably he could have been the best director. And to be honest, I never saw Drive My Car, but if Drive My Car is any good, I might have to change my mind. If Hamaguchi was Drive My Car was that good, then I might have to. But I want to watch it. I have it here sitting at my house, so I got to go watch Drive My Car. Anyway, moving on to more news. Best actress went to Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I think that was well deserved. I think, and of course, making history for the first time ever. A film that was exclusively on streaming services won Best Picture, and that was Coda. And now, Phormat, when we do this, when we get deeper into this and we talk to like the rest of the Hawaii Film Critics Society, I am curious as to how it works now, because I don't think Coda was played at the festivals. I think it played at Sundance, but I don't think that counts. So I don't know. I have to find out what is the criteria now for you to be nominated.
Maybe it had a limited release. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I don't know if it even had a limited release. I don't think it went. I think Apple TV bought that and never put it in the theaters. I don't think. But I
think that movies moving forward need to just have 4-letter titles now, because it was Coda this year. Last year was Roma.
Mm-hmm.
Roma. That's the running trend, I guess.
Of course, CODA stands for Children of Deaf Adults. That's what CODA stands for. And of course, as you know, Troy Kutzer winning the best supporting actor was the first a deaf actor to win it as well. So that was first deaf actor to win that to win supporting actor. So yeah, I encourage everybody to watch CODA. It's actually very, very, very good. Other than that, the last one I want to talk about is because it's probably the most controversial one. Is the ridiculous Viewers' Choice Oscar Award winner. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I mean, I know Phormat does. Of course, this year, in order to get viewership, the Academy Awards decided to add a Viewers' Choice Award for the Oscars. And if you don't know, there was a very interesting winner this year. It was the Viewer's Choice winner was Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead won Viewer's Choice. Yeah. So,
which is hilarious, because if you thought there was ever going to be a category where No Way Home finally got one, you would have thought it would have been Viewer's Choice, but nope.
Yeah, and the thing is that that's another one that. So get this, They are blaming on the internet. They're blaming Zack Snyder stans for getting that vote the way it was, because also nominated in that category was Spider-Man No Way Home. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So it's
No, I mean, I can see that being a possibility. That's the problem when you open it up to the public.
yeah.
Then you get a billion bots voting for. Well, a billion bots and Aron voting for Zack Snyder
Or Michael Bay.
Do you think that pulled in viewers?
I doubt it.
I seriously do too.
I think past the voting, nobody participated. Like they did the vote, but they didn't go to watch the event. I doubt it.
Yeah, I do too. I seriously doubt it. So, Army of the Dead. Do they actually get an Oscar? You know what I'm saying?
I don't see how they can't.
Yeah.
They made the category. They get an award.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
They have to. Okay, according to Yahoo Entertainment.
Oh, great.
Army of the Dead wins first Oscar fan favorite award. So that means that the Oscars have a fan favorite award. So, yeah, you're right. They would have to. Of course, the year's nominees.
The category if they're not going to win anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with you. According to them, they said that this year's nominees also largely drew little interest from the general public, at least when it comes to buying theater tickets. Dune and such weren't exactly huge from last year. So yeah,
they weren't, and they were like in retrospect because like there weren't a lot of people going out to movies. Period.
Right.
But people came out for Dune. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
Like there are certain titles that everybody was waiting like years for, like, you know,
right.
And then it finally came out. Just because we're in the middle of a pandemic, that doesn't mean they're going to miss it.
So according to this, Army of the Dead won. The top 5 movies that were picked for the fan favorite was number 5, Tick, Tick, Boom. Number 4, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 3, wow. Number 3, a movie that I've never heard of, Mina Mata. Number 2, Cinderella, the one that was on Amazon with Cabello, and of course, Army of the Dead. So there were your super Oscar favorites.
That just proves that everyone that voted for this category didn't go to the movies.
I guess
they just watched it on streaming.
I am actually very interested in what Mina Mata. The Mina Mata movie is now. Was it an anime? Oh, Mina Mata is a 2020 drama film. Never heard of it, man.
Well, sounds like
I don't know. It has apparently Johnny
like the
Depp.
Hispanic community came out in droves.
Yeah, Johnny Depp produced it. I don't know if that means anything. Anyway, moving on to more news. We'll get more in depth. We'll probably do a very special an Oscar award winner podcast with the Hawaii Film Critics Society coming up in the next week or so. Professor Barry's been very busy. So, yeah. Really quick. This week, as you know, we are going to be getting this Thursday is the premiere of Morbius. Right?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is Morbius.
I'm excited for this.
Morbius, as of now, if you don't know, Morbius is not exactly first reviews have come out, and it is not getting what it wants. And maybe now we know why Morbius has been kept constantly being pushed back. So, yeah, apparently there are early reviews that came out. They're not showing up on the tomato meter yet, but apparently Morbius is not good. So
that's a bummer.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer. It's
I enjoy the character, but I don't really care much for Jared Leto. So, you know, it's kind of a toss-up for me.
Yeah, I'm not a Jared Leto. I could take him or leave him. It's not like
his. I don't know. I don't know why he keeps getting work.
He must be good. He must be good. Damn it, that's his
He
thing.
won.
Did
He
you
won
see
an
him in House
Oscar.
of
He
Gucci?
won an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, he's. You know what? To be fair, Todd, he's great in Dallas Buyers Club. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
He's actually pretty good. Have you guys seen the We Crashed on Apple TV?
Oh, the one with Anne Hathaway. Yes, that's the series about the WeWork organization.
He sounds and looks just like the guy.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a kind of a weird European accent, and it's it's just like the other.
I think that's just his regular act.
Oh, well, because I wasn't paying attention to I was looking at the list of Oscars before. I want to recognize Aron. Aron, Denis was not nominated. Aron, Todd is right. I just make sure I wanted to put that up because I wanted to make sure that Todd saw that Aron thought he was right too.
No. Todd, Aron knew I was right.
Oh, Aron. Sorry, Aron knew you was right.
Nobody thinks you're right when you have the actual answer, Greg.
Aron said Coda only had a limited theatrical release after it was announced, and it was nominated for the Oscars. Okay, all right, it's interesting.
It's weird that they would get nominated.
Yeah.
Though without a theatrical release, like,
yeah,
how does that even work?
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. That's why I got to talk to Barry.
Did you hear about the Oscars cheer moment?
Yeah, what was that?
The Academy partnered with Twitter, and they ranked, like the top 5 moments in movies that made everybody cheer. And Flash tapping into the Speed Force won number 1 for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and number 2 was the Spider-Man team up from No Way Home.
The Snyder stands totally took over that, man.
They totally took over the voting for that one too. So, and then I think that there was some other ones, but if these Snyder stands were, buying tickets to movies and stuff, we'd probably still have the Snyder universe.
So hang on a minute. So does this mean that the Oscars now are like the MTV Movie Awards?
This is like a special thing that they did in connection with Twitter to sort of boost the ratings.
Yeah, then it is. It feels like the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards.
Yeah, it does.
It's weird. Anyway, maybe, you know what though? We were complaining about it. Maybe Oscars not being relevant.
How dare you, professional critics, impugn the integrity of an award ceremony where a man can get slapped in the face in the middle of it?
Here's the thing. And so what I was saying to Phormat before you came on, Todd, was that we thought that maybe the Oscars were irrelevant. Maybe this is what the Oscars think it needs to do to stay relevant. So I don't know. It's weird.
From what I heard, the format was all messed up this year.
They should do a cross promotion in WrestleMania. Hell yeah!
No, they did. You didn't hear the fake slap? No.
Did Will slap his leg with his left hand?
Yeah. Everybody saw.
Cool. That's awesome.
I will say this. I mean,
what's that?
Chris Rock. I mean, he could take a bump.
He can take a bump, baby. Right? He took a potato right to the face, man. Aron says Snyder just got a certificate printed on cardstock at Kinko's. You're such a man. Do you not? He doesn't like. I don't think he likes Zack Snyder. What a punk. He should.
Snyder's Zack Snyder is. He's all right. He's not. He's way better than Michael Bay, but
right.
We can have that argument when Aron wants to come
on. Well, since I was talking about Morbius, I want you to know that the director Daniel Espinosa sat for an interview, and
good for him.
And he did a little
one? Nice.
He sat for one. He didn't stand because he's not a stand. In a conversation documented in a series of tweets via Cinema Blend, the following conversation took place. According to Cinema Blend, they asked Daniel Espinosa, "Is there a Spider-Man in Venom's universe?" Daniel says, "Of course." Cinema Blend says, "Okay, so which Spider-Man exists in Venom's universe?" Daniel Espinosa says, it is my understanding that audiences will discover the answer soon. All right. Thanks, guy. April 1st. If you're looking forward to seeing Morbius and seeing if there is a seeing if there's a Venom in the Spider-Man universe, I guess this is the movie for you. So I guess you can just go in for the end credits.
We know there's a Venom.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm getting more suspicious about Morbius the longer this goes. By the way, couple of things. As we know,
we lost Gannon.
I think we did. I don't know where the hell he went to.
Bleep blarp, bleep blarp.
Bleep blarp, bleep blarp.
I'm like Gannon.
It's like
there was also a premiere. There he is. They will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. All right, I'll wait for him. There he is. All right, there. Anyway, what I was saying is that also premiering this week or this past week on Paramount Plus, Halo.
Oh God.
Halo, the new Halo series, which is, by the way, on the Silver Timeline, which means it's non-canon. That's why they call it the Silver Timeline. And I just want you to know the creators of this Halo series did not refer to the game nor the books to make this show. Okay? So
this already sounds terrible.
Yeah. I just want you to know that
I'll give them credit. The action scenes kind of decent enough, but
the story is stupid.
You've seen it then?
Yeah.
Yes. No. The action
You've seen a little bit. Did you see it or did you not see it?
I turned it off. I was getting my head was
so you didn't like it either.
Format, but that I think what Kai's point is valid, because when the creators come out and say we didn't use the game or the lore for reference, that's a problem for people that are going to tune in expecting something to do with the UNSC, something to do with Master Chief. Well, okay, I'm going to give this to you straight. Number one, the action scenes in the first episode were good. The story surrounding it was garbage. And here's the biggest disappointment. Because I don't want to ruin. This is the only thing I'm going to ruin for you guys if you want to watch it, because it's not even a spoiler. In the first episode of Halo, and this is the thing that pissed me off the most.
Takes off the helmet.
He takes off the helmet.
He takes off his helmet and then he immediately gets sniped.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, what the frick? Like, I just don't.
I understand the outrage, but
God,
I have to ask.
Dang it!
Did it make sense for him to take off the
helmet?
No,
he's taking off a helmet to earn some little girl's trust. Like, what the fuck? What? Like, it made no sense in the story. And
Spider-Man did the same thing.
No, but this is different though.
Him for it.
But this is different because Master Chief is a very different hero than Spider-Man. Spider-Man's young, and this is how I say, Spider-Man seems to be more. He's a younger, more idealistic superhero.
Right.
When I look at Master
you're a little
Chief,
child, Spider-Man is a very scary person.
Fair enough. But the problem with this is that it wasn't just a thing with Master Chief. The problem is that he's more. It wasn't just him. It was like the UNSC and everything. But the fact is that once he does that, it makes him seem like he doesn't know what he's doing, because he's more of a grizzled vet at this point, or at least that's what the show made it seem like he was. He's already been established in their Silver Timeline. Like, everyone knows he exists. Everyone knows he's a badass, and that's it. And you don't expect him to just take the helmet off for just no good reason. There wasn't even a build to it.
Wait, that's how they perceive him, or how you perceive them?
No. That's how they
said. They didn't go off of the books or the
no, but they're saying, but then they go, you know how they do the thing in shows like Master Chief. You mean the Master Chief? You know that stupid crap that they do?
Who's doing that? The other Spartans, or
well, not just the Spartans, but also this is the other interesting thing. is they also treat Master Chief as a villain. That's the crazy part too. Because they treat Master Chief like he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's going against everything the UNSC wants to do. That's the other thing that's really weird about this show. Like, so
So you're just shocked that when he took off his helmet, it was Gordon Ramsay.
I was shocked that they took off the helmet, period, because for me it made very little sense. And the fact is that taking off his helmet
that was a Master Chef joke.
I got it. I got it. I just feel
you are an idiot sandwich.
So it's you guys take this video game stuff so seriously.
But Todd, let me ask you something, Todd. What if I were to what if I were to tell you that Steven Spielberg has bought the rights to Kukui Project, but he is not going to refer to your comics or the lore of Kukui Project in order to make it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an established
money, so he doesn't care.
That's true.
I sold out long ago.
What I don't understand about this issue is that when you make a statement like that, you already have a built-in audience, and then you're just gonna screw them like that. Like, what the? It's one thing to make changes or to alternate things in movies, because sometimes things are ridiculous. Like, perfect example, the original Iron Man. In the original Iron Man was actually working with the government. At the end of that Iron Man movie, he actually privatized his own products. Never happened in the comics. He was consistently working with the government, selling his weapons to the government to make money. That was fine. That actually kind of made sense. It was not from the comics, but this, they just totally disregard everything. And it just, what I guess I have a problem with is that they just don't respect the fans of the lore. And I think that that's a problem. And this is why yeah.
Who do you think this series is for?
That's what I was just about to get to. I'm glad you said that, because that's just what I was about to get to.
It's obviously not for the fans.
It's not for the fans.
It never was.
And that's the thing, is that I feel like Kai just said, I don't think it ever was. What I think this was, and this is what is happening in movies and in comics and in books. What's happening is that Hollywood is raping and culturally vandalizing all of these established properties and turning them into something that they want to turn them into. And I think that is more evident than ever. Now, here's the other interesting thing. And this should not come a shock to anybody. Paramount Plus's Halo series first episode was the highest viewed episode of any show on the Paramount Plus network ever. So
I'm not surprised. But what was the rating on the second episode?
The second episode hasn't come out, but that's what I'm very interested to see, because I think that after this first episode, down the tube. That's what I think. That's what I think. So I think
Discovery all over again.
Yeah, and I just what we're having here is Hollywood culturally vandalizing the properties that we like, and the only reason why they take these properties is because they know there's a connected fan base. So why, for the love of God, would you try and screw with them or screw with that? And this is why after many years.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Greg, but
go ahead.
The Batman movie wasn't directly based on any particular thing.
That's funny you say that. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's not.
And a counterpoint to that would be, we had somebody like Paul Urban as Dredd, and in Dredd, he never took off his helmet, just like the comic book. So that comic might not have been a slavish adaptation of a particular Judge Dredd story.
That was a badass movie, by the way.
But it was an awesome movie, and it definitely, it had all the elements from the comics that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
And It didn't make any money, and they criticized, casual fans criticized, like, why would you have a beautiful man like Carl Urban play Dredd and then not let him remove his helmet?
No, that's true, and that's exactly why Tom Holland keeps removing his freaking mask in Spider-Man. I
guess on the flip side of that coin, you had Iron Man 3 too, where you got sort of a special agent Tony Stark, where he was almost never in the suit.
Yeah, no, and I think, and like I said, I understand that point, and what the problem is that it's just. Let me get back to my point. My point was this is why I have a lot of respect now for Warcraft, because that movie, for as many changes as they actually made, they actually stuck to the spirit of Warcraft, and I really, really like that movie. And I think they stuck to the spirit of it. They stuck to the spirit of the game.
Oh yeah, but look at how much money that movie made in China.
That movie made a lot of money in China. It made more money in China than it made anywhere else in the world. Yeah, it
made more money in China than any Marvel film has in the last 5 years.
I'm gonna tell you something. I go back to Warcraft every once in a while, and I am surprised, number one, at how good that movie looks, and number two, why they have not greenlit a sequel to that movie yet. I know here in the States it hasn't made not here, but what doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that it made money around the world more than it made here, and I think it's ripe for a sequel.
Okay, but American studios don't make money just for overseas. If that was the case, they would just license it out to a studio there.
That's fair. It's fair. I'll give you that.
Some American movies are made like that, though.
Yeah,
and the Chinese are getting into the movie making business in Hollywood, and they're producing.
When you have a guy who's committed to the product, or used to be committed to the product of Warcraft, like Phormat was, and you have him on your side and he likes it, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? So when you have people that are part of that community that embrace your movie, that is a big deal. And obviously, and this is where the interesting thing happens, where, you know what, Todd, you make a valid point, because once you establish that you're doing it for fans, maybe it doesn't make as much money. Maybe they should have went more casual and made more money. Yeah. This is, you know what I mean? So this is the conundrum.
It's really funny because everybody I've talked to, really liked Dredd. They thought that movie was great, and I was like, well, how come it didn't make any money? And I think that was in part, I didn't know about it. In 2012,
poor marketing.
I hadn't heard about it until it was already out.
No, Dredd had poor marketing. But unfortunately, you can't say the same thing for Warcraft, because that thing, I thought, at least how I remember it, that thing was blown up to the moon. So I remember seeing
I saw standees at Minute Stop.
Exactly. I saw everything. I saw standees. I saw things all over the internet. I saw everything on television. I saw that I was seeing things on cups and all this. I remember that Warcraft got a huge boost, and it still didn't make enough money. I just don't. And that, I think that's unfortunately, I think that it was just a victim of not people gravitating to that kind of story, maybe. But I have to say that to this day, I still think that movie is incredibly underrated. I think more people should watch it. I think that movie still is going to be a cult classic in the next few years. I think people are going to rediscover Warcraft and realize that how damn good that movie actually was. So anyway,
what has there ever been a good video game adaptation?
Well, to be honest, Warcraft was one. To be fair, I actually thought Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat, was decent, better than the other ones. I thought that was a pretty decent one. From what I keep hearing, even though it didn't do well at the box office, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City is actually very loyal to the original lore and to the content, and apparently that's getting a lot of traction because it's now on video now. Mm-hmm. So that is also something. So
most of the video game like to movie things, they really don't do that great. But I like the ones that are kind of like off the beaten path. Like the Tomb Raider was good.
Tomb Raider was actually, yeah, I was just about to say Tomb Raider's great.
Vikander.
Yeah, Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, I thought that was great, but the only problem I had with it was just the game.
Interesting. That's an interesting critique. Really?
Like I played through the game, and halfway through the movie, I realized I've seen all this already. I had that moment of deja vu where I'm like, did I see this already? I feel like I've seen this already.
I really liked it though. Did you not? Did you?
No, it was good. It was good, but it was just the game.
Yeah. Richard in the chat says League of Legends. That cartoon on Netflix, Arcane was incredible. That is not a joke.
Well, I mean, animated things are
right, but we're talking live action stuff.
I mean, because like I mean, I think that animated Street Fighter movie from a couple years ago was pretty badass too. Mm-hmm. You know, and
all the animated Street Fighter movies that came out during the late '90s and even the early 2000s were actually pretty good. So
yeah, I mean, the Castlevania show on Netflix is really good too. I think there are good. I think that there are ways to make those stories, better. But I just can't imagine. I mean, there's something about. I think that's the next hurdle in fandom for maybe Hollywood to overcome is to make not just a great video game adaptation, but to make it into like a great a good film, because I mean people were saying comic book movies are just okay, and then we got some good comic book movies, but then the sequels were terrible, and then we got some good sequels, and then Christopher Nolan came out with his Dark Knight trilogy, and people were just like, oh my God, these are actually good films. They're not just good comic book movies or superhero movies or whatever. So I think that seems to be the next code to crack in pop culture fandom is.
Well, I think
because there's a lot of money being spent on video games.
I'm likely to agree, but I think the real hurdle is when it goes to live action. Like animated is fine.
Yeah,
animated does really well, but live action, I mean, they have to create pseudo video game properties in order to become successful, like Free Guy.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Todd, but the video game industry makes more money than Hollywood, the music industry combined. You could probably throw
comics in there too.
Oh yeah, you probably could. Video games,
comic books only make about $300 to $600 million a year.
Video games blows that away by leaps and bounds.
But I mean, if you added that in with the rest of the the total for the movie industry and music.
The interesting thing is that they do kind of crack the code with one movie, and they found it, and that was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I mean that I don't know if that's. I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's a good popcorn flick. I wouldn't say it's a great film.
It doesn't have to be
successful. I think it was successful because it didn't have anything to compete against.
I will say that is true, but I will say this: they took that movie off of its original release date and took it off the scene for a year in order to quell fan concerns. They went back after listening to fan concerns and actually made a better movie. And guess what? They were rewarded. They were rewarded for listening to the fans, and people actually went to go watch that movie. And that was the last movie, the last big movie. Matter of fact, Sonic the Hedgehog was the biggest moneymaker of 2020.
Right. I mean, because it didn't have anything to compete against,
I agree with you on that. But the fact is that if they listened to the fans, right? They went back and they fixed that movie. It took them over a year to make the effects look good. They make Sonic look good, and to make him look like the comic, like the video game. And they were rewarded for it, and people went to see it, and people really like that movie. So now we will see if that will hold now that everything is kind of back to normal. We'll see if Sonic the Hedgehog 2 can actually outperform its predecessor. Right?
I don't know. But you know, one of the things that I disliked about the movie was that they didn't pay their artists enough.
Well, that's all contractual. You can they did pay their artists, but we can argue about whether they paid them enough. That's
well, I mean, you can't. You hire these guys to do a job. You release it. You tell them that you want a specific type of look, and then they do exactly what you want, and they're like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then they're like, well, let's just go ahead and do what I think. And then you release the trailer, and then everybody hates what that guy did, and you're like, okay, well, I guess we have to redo everything.
Yeah.
And then the guys are like, okay, but you better pay me. And they're like, well, we don't have money for that yet. You might, and the movie's got to be successful because we messed it up so bad now before I'll be able to pay you.
Well, I think that we haven't heard hide nor hair of that, so maybe they have kind of dealt with that issue at this point because it already has made money. I mean, in the video world already, it's made money, so they may have paid them back. Speaking of video game movies, another last one that I'll mention for now is, of course, the latest one was Uncharted. It wasn't exactly well received. It made a decent amount of money for 2 weeks and then kind of just dropped off. So I think it's just hard to translate video games into movies. I think it's a tougher game. So, it's I don't know.
I think it depends on the content, really.
You think so?
Yeah. Because like Silent Hill wasn't bad.
Silent Hill wasn't bad, but that, boy, I tell you what, talk about a movie that no one really liked, which is kind of a bummer because that first Silent Hill wasn't bad. And to be fair, I actually kind of liked the second one, even though it was kind of dumb. So I kind of enjoyed it. Let's be honest. There have been.
But again, stinkers. You know what I mean? We're talking about like out the gate, is it good?
Right.
Versus like, will fans, we're not talking about if fans are going to enjoy it. We're talking about if the movie's going to be good.
Correct. And let's be fair. Uwe Boll kind of ruined that for us with Alone in the Dark, In the Name of the King, freaking Blood Rain. I mean, he kind of ruined it. He did remember the Far Cry movie that was nothing. Anyway,
I don't even remember that movie.
Who did DOA?
DOA was a fun movie. That was actually directed by
was a lot of fun, but I don't know.
The guy who directed that movie was actually a kung fu movie maker, Corey Ewan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that, by the way, DOA is a fun movie. I own DOA. That is a lot of fun. I agree with you. And once again, didn't make a lot of money either. And Jamie Presley's in it, Devin Aoki's in it, and my boy Kevin Nash is in it as well. So that's hilarious.
I should go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
You should because the DOA is actually a very, very fun movie. I would not. I have to say that if you haven't seen it, you should. By the way. Just to let you know, Uncharted was not Mark Wahlberg's first video game movie. I don't know if anybody remembers a little title that he made a few years back called Max Payne.
Yeah.
With Mila Kunis.
He butchered that one.
Oh my gosh, that was. You know what though? To be honest, it wasn't his fault. I blame the director. The director you know why? Let me tell you why.
Because the content wasn't really.
The guy who directed it, okay, is the same guy. He helped write it, number one. Number two, he has a history of not having a lot of great movies. He's also the guy that made A Good Day to Die Hard.
Wow.
Do you remember that?
That's so old.
Yeah. The director of the film was named John Moore. And that was him. His claim to fame was
bullet time. It might have been all right.
John Moore's claim to fame was, of course, Behind Enemy Lines and Flight of the Phoenix. If you guys have never seen those before, his movies the big time movies they made was Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg, and then A Good Day to Die Hard, which was the worst Die Hard movie ever. So, anyway,
well, I remember enjoying the Tekken movie. I don't know if it was good. I can't remember if it was good, but I remember enjoying it. In the time that it came out, and there's a new animated Tekken coming out for Netflix.
I actually enjoyed the 2 Hitmen movie.
I don't. He talks way too much.
He does talk a lot. It's true. And you know what? To be fair, I got to say this. You know which other movie that I kind of like just because of the cheese factor? I like the Dune movie with The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Dune movie.
That first person, oh, man, that was...
Hey,
that was the
you know
wrong
what?
choice.
I give him a pass because they were trying something different, and I have to give him credit for trying to get the game. I'll give him. I have to give him credit.
So many people walking out of that movie, and they're like, "I feel motion sickness."
Yeah, I feel sick. Yeah, no, it's true. It's so true. It's so true. But right before we get off of the
young
video,
Rock too.
Yeah, very young Rock. Before we get off of all of these comic book movies, I do want to mention a couple of honorable mentions. Number 1, Double Dragon from 1994.
Man, that's a classic.
That's classic.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the game.
Double Dragon. Yep. Mark Dacascos and Scott Wolf is in it. So check that out. Another honorable mention.
Wolf before he joined the gang.
Scott Wolf. Yep. Another honorable mention of a film that is actually pretty bad, but is finding kind of an audience because the movie, the filmmakers have went ahead and made an unauthorized cut of the movie that you can find online. Super Mario Brothers.
Oh,
yep, with Bob Hoskins and a very non-Italian John Leguizamo.
Well, we're gonna get all of that wiped out of our system when the Chris Pratt.
It's a me, Chris Pratt. It's Mario. Yeah. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, it was mentioned in the chat a couple of times. We can't forget Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia's classic turn as Bison in Street Fighter. So, that's another good one.
That is a personal, like, I know it's terrible, but
yeah. Where did
that whole thing is quotable from beginning to end.
Yep.
And that was my first time developing a crush on Ming-Na.
Wow. Okay, Aron says Bad Boys for Life was the highest grossing film of 2020. I think you're a liar, Aron.
That's not a video game movie, Aron. Oh, is he back in the 2020s?
Oh, how about Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal as the Arabian?
Yeah.
You mean that movie? Yeah.
The movie with no Persians.
You know what though? I have to say, for as much as crap we're giving him for that pick, Prince of Persia is actually not a bad movie. It's actually kind of fun.
It's not.
It's not.
In fact, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's Persian, right? That's what I went for many years after that movie thinking he was Persian. I was like, wow, Persian actors, they're moving up.
As soon as I saw Jake Gyllenhaal in that role, I just wanted to break out in Prince Ali. No, I'm just.
Stop. Oh God.
But I think Prince of Persia was it called the Forgotten Sands?
Yeah,
The Forgotten Sands. Yeah, that was actually a very fun movie.
Time.
I think that was underrated. I think you're right. I didn't think that got a lot of play. I agree with you. I do like that movie.
It's a fun movie.
It's very fun. I agree. By the way, speaking of get this, speaking of video game movies, I know I said this a couple times, but this will be the final thing we say. It's been over a year since Oscar Isaac was officially cast in director Jordan Vogt Roberts' film adaptation of the video game Metal Gear Solid. Vogt Roberts
still coming out.
Vogt Roberts has been working on the film for years, since 2014, but it's been a while since we've had an update.
Yeah.
Isaac has now offered a brief update, letting fans know that the movie is still in development. In an interview with IGN, he explained that they are still searching for the right story and compared that search to climbing through their air ducts like Solid Snake. Oh no. The story of the original game follows Snake, a soldier who infiltrates a nuclear weapons facility to neutralize the terrorist threat from Foxhound, which is a renegade special forces unit. When previously talking about the adaptation, the director said that he is shooting for an R rating. He wants to bring the full-on insanity of the game to the film. I don't think you can because Metal Gear Solid is too insane. You're going to have to pare that back, bud. It's about doing it for the price so you can make
is it a Solid game? I thought it was just Metal Gear.
It's about doing it for a price so you can make it riskier. Balls to the walls, Kojima-san version of it. Oh my gosh, no. Oh no. Please, whatever, please God.
I don't think he knows what he's saying.
I don't think he knows what he's saying either.
Keywords.
Yeah. I know you're trying to pay
Metal
respect.
Gear keywords.
Yeah. I listen.
Like pretty soon he'll be like Foxhound.
Yeah. Yeah. We respect, as gamers, we respect Kojima-san, no doubt. But Kojima-san has a tendency to, he's a little bit crazy. And not only that, he's a bit eccentric. He's eccentric and self-indulgent. And somebody needs to pare that back on that guy. Just telling you now. If you're not familiar, please look him up. Kojima-san is that guy. He's no
Suda51, but he's...
That's right. It's true. He's no Suda51, but...
He's pretty...
When your name is, when you as a, you know that you are in a very interesting place as a game developer, when you have the balls to make a walking simulator like Death Stranding. Okay? That is Kojima-san to a T.
I'm the first to agree with you, but on the same coin, sponsored by Monster, so I can't.
By the way, they changed that. Did you know that? They changed it for the special edition of the game that came to PS5.
Oh,
it's no longer Monster. It's just a generic. It's a generic branded energy drink. It's hilarious.
Dasani. Is it the FaZe Clan G Fuel?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But anyway, super fun that it's super exciting, I should say, that Metal Gear Solid is actually still getting a release date. Very excited about that. Anyway, what?
So is he done?
Who?
Oh no, they still don't have a story.
Yeah, they're still searching for a story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's still happening. So yeah.
The only reason why I ask is because Oscar Isaac is like a busy dude. So
dude. He's got so much stuff on his plate.
I mean, he's got Moon Knigget, and he's got the whatever else things he does.
And plus,
I'm sure the Dune sequels are going to be a thing.
He's reprising his role as Apocalypse when Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, are they going to make the costume better?
No. Sorry,
it's really bad.
What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to indirectly summon Alika so that he makes it. Yeah, sorry. Anyway,
with that being said, I still think they should make the costume better.
Yeah, they should. A couple more things. Number one, it looks like I should have reported about this last week, but Indiana Jones 5 has wrapped filming. Thank God. And apparently Harrison Ford still alive. Thank God.
Huh.
Yeah. So that is now wrapped filming, and now it's in post-production. Second thing I want to bring up, if you do not know this already, and you should, because if you've been watching social media, it's been all over social media before the Will Smith thing happened yesterday. Matt Reeves decided to release the deleted scene of Batman and his first encounter with the criminal that would soon become Joker. So
I don't think it's the first encounter.
Well, I should say our first encounter with them. That's what I should have said. So if you're interested, the deleted scene is available. The person that's playing the soon-to-be Joker is Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan is the gentleman that happened.
Pronounced Cohen.
Is it Cohen? Okay, I'm sorry if I screwed that up.
Man, those Irish names, dude.
If you know, you will never know him from the deleted scene because his makeup is insane. But he plays in the Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I can't remember his name in the Eternals to save my life right now. Dang gummit, what's his name?
I keep wanting to say Draugr, but I don't think that's
right.
You
might. I don't think that's right, but
was it Druid?
Druid. Yeah, he was
Druid.
a druid. Yeah, Druid. Maybe that's what it is. So, if you're interested or if you're a fan, yeah, good job, Todd. Thanks for chiming in. If you're a fan of the Batman film, check out that deleted scene. Of course, or don't. I actually enjoyed.
You're just salty because you went through the whole thing and got it released, and then they just put it up on YouTube, and you're like, "Well, that was not fair."
They did YouTube first.
Yeah, they did. I will say this.
So mad. After
seeing that deleted scene with Robert Pattinson's the Batman and Barry Cohen, I hope I'm saying that right. I have to say that for as much as I enjoyed that scene, I'm glad they cut it. So,
it doesn't really give anything to the thing.
No, and it doesn't even give you it doesn't let you into the mind of the soon to be Joker, into his psyche and why Batman and he have a connection. So it didn't really do anything.
I think it's also, it feels cheap.
Yeah,
because if you go off of this scene, like you already know the Riddler's his reason for doing everything.
Correct.
Off of this scene.
So this scene
without the scene, there's still some mystery behind the character.
I think this. What's interesting is that I think that scene was probably going to come real early in the movie, right? It would have to have been.
I would agree.
Yeah,
probably after the first death.
Probably, and I have to say that I really liked his version of it. He was Matt Reeves said that he was thinking about a very famous painting, and he was also thinking about David Lynch's Elephant Man when he made the makeup and he made Barry look the way he did. And it does show, because that guy, if you've ever seen if you ever saw the Elephant Man, which is a fantastic movie, by the way, he looks I can see the inspiration there for sure. But I'm glad they cut it, just because I think that people would be so I think it would have taken the focus off of the Riddler. So having it,
I agree.
So having it, because everyone would go, "Oh, is that the Joker? Is that the Joker?" Who cares? It's about the Riddler. Having him show up at the end made more sense in that respect, and I really thought it didn't take away from the Riddler. And meeting him when he meets the Riddler was the best choice, I think.
It would have been Chekhov's The Joker.
Yeah.
Everybody would have been like, "Well, we just saw the Joker, so when's this guy gonna bust out of Arkham?"
Yeah. So I'm very excited to watch the Batman again, which will be on HBO Max. The Batman makes its HBO Max debut April 19th. So
I don't know. That whole franchise has soured with me.
Oh, Batman?
Well, after all the Rada Lada stuff, no, I'm done.
Are you done?
All Batman stuff is dead.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm done with it.
All right, so
until the Flash movie comes out, right?
I'm not a fan of that Flash. I wish I was, but I just don't like.
It's the running, wasn't it?
How he ice skates through the Speed Force.
Yeah.
But and apparently Ezra Miller's a bad dude. So
kind of a jerk.
Yeah, but for those in the audience wondering what the hell I'm talking about, at the end of the Batman, there's a website given to us, and it's the Rada Lada, the Bat or the Rat .com essentially is what it boils down to.
Right.
And so they were doing these fun puzzles and like ciphers. Things to get more information on the movie, like some behind the scenes stuff, maybe some promotional imagery, things like that. And so I followed all of this, and I was cracking codes left and right to produce this stuff. And then this deleted scene comes out, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll share this with the guys. Not realizing that Aron had shared it 4 hours earlier than me. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
How did you get this? And it's like, oh, it's on YouTube. I was like, I solved the puzzle for nothing.
Yeah, because they were going to put it out anyway. Because I'm sure there are tens of thousands of people solving those puzzles ever since anyway.
No,
or at least
it was just me.
Was it
that's
just
why
you?
I take it personally.
So that's why you're officially done. Got it.
Like I'm not mad at Matt Reeves and you know Rob Pattinson. It's fine. It's
all right.
It's good.
Fair
But
enough.
the marketing people behind, I mean, they went through the trouble of making the site. They could have made it like exclusive content.
They could have, but they didn't. Those jerks.
Yeah, that's right.
They probably didn't realize
And
it.
because of that, the Batman is dead to me.
Oh man, that's too funny. Anyway,
backfired.
yeah. Anyway, before I get to some Blu-ray releases, I do want to mention a couple really quick gaming things that I thought people would like to know. First of all, before I get to that, Aron has a question. Do you think Act of Valor is the closest we will get to a Call of Duty game? Because it's clearly inspired by it. You mean what
I don't think so.
Is Act of Valor? Is it the closest we'll get to a Call of Duty movie? Is what I think you meant.
Right.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think that there will be a Call of Duty movie. So
I believe there will be, but they're gonna wait until sales are dropping off.
Right. And get everybody.
And then they'll use it as a way to spike interest again. Unfortunately, it'll be like nothing like the game.
Probably. Hey, they won't. You know what? The filmmakers won't even play the game or know any of the lore. So
that's right.
It's good to know.
They'll be like, these have guns, right? All right, cool.
Yeah.
This is our Call of Duty game.
A couple of really quick things before I get to gaming. Number one, I don't want you to forget that Netflix is going to be premiering the 5th season of Stranger Things in the next couple of months, at least part 1. So if you are a fan of Stranger Things, is it season 4 or season 5? I can't remember.
I don't know. I lost interest after the second season.
I don't know. I can't even remember.
The first season I was really involved in, and then the second season.
The second season.
I felt like there was a definite disconnect there.
Yep,
so
I didn't. I was with you. I didn't think the second season was that great. I thought the third season was good, and I actually liked the 4th season. But you're right. I was lucky that I even stayed aboard after season 2 because I did not like season 2 at all. I'm with you.
What was the 4th season, Greg?
Was it the 4th season? It's because we are getting the 5th season in 2 parts, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So
4th season. So 4th season was the 4th season, if I'm thinking of this correctly, is the one where they're at the mall, and they find out the mall is where the monster is.
What's the 3rd season, Greg?
The 3rd season is, oh man. Okay, so the 2nd season was the Demon Dogs. That's the thing I hated, and that's why I can't forget that stupid thing. The 3rd season was, jeez. The 3rd season was them chasing after that. No, that was the 2nd season with the stupid the third season was with the rats. Remember the rats, and the one where whatever was in Indiana, it kept being able to feed
the Cheese Whiz monster.
No. It was the actual people were being possessed, and they were getting pulled to this like steel mill or something, if I remember right. And they were being collected, if I'm not mistaken.
Vampire Mormons.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So if I remember right,
that's also season 3.
Is that season 3 too?
Season 3 is in the mall, and season 3 is also because they fight Billy at the end in the mall. So
Yeah, that's right. They fight Billy in the mall.
Billy crashes his car, and he gets dragged into the steel mill where all the brats were exploding at the beginning.
Correct. Where all the rats. Yeah. So it's Stranger Things 4.
I'm glad that you paid attention, to the show so closely that you know that there hasn't been a season 4.
So it's season 4. Yeah, that's what it is. So there's going to be season 4, which debuts May 27th, and then season 4 volume 1, and then season 4 volume 2 is going to be July 1st. So that's what it is.
Fun.
So yeah. So if you're a Stranger Things guy or person, or
you know what, like I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of a casual sort of Stranger Things person. I sort of liked the first season a lot, and then I liked season 2 and 3 just okay, and then COVID happened, and I watched it like 3 or 4 more times, and I was like, how come it can't all be Stranger Things? It was so good.
Well, so Stranger Things, the 5th season will be the final season. So there'll be one more season after 4 then. Okay. That makes sense. Anyway, yeah, I liked
because Sean Levy or Levi's got to go direct Deadpool 3. I'm
sure. I can't wait to see that because Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds have such a good relationship. Speaking of Netflix, if you were a fan of Archive 81, they canceled it. So if you're a fan of Archive 81 on Netflix, it's been canceled.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Oh, canceled? Oh, no.
It's canceled. It's been canceled. It's kind of a bummer.
That's a bummer.
So yeah. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. So it's too bad. Some
like it was done.
It did, but I felt like I was talking to Alika about this in the chat. I felt that it could have been an anthology kind of series where what was happening with that was a very small piece of a bigger picture, and it wouldn't have just been about them. It would have been much bigger because of the religion and kind of like the parapsychology and all the whole. Yeah. So
okay. Originally, I thought it was going to be an anthology show. Like each tape was going to be a different story, and then that's not what it was.
The guy's got to make it back to his.
Does
time.
he though? He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. To be fair,
right? I mean,
like
we'll never know. I mean, we'll never know now because they canceled.
Right? Exactly.
I thought that was kind of what they were setting up for the next season.
Is he forever stuck in 1994 then?
No,
he must be. Which I mean, it's not bad.
He'll be. Eventually the years will change.
Yeah, they made it stuck in 1995, and then
1996.
And then 6. Yeah, it goes. Time marches on. Anyway, right before I get to Blu-rays, I do want to mention a couple pieces of gaming.
I really miss the 90s. I'm really jealous of the guy.
I'm sure you do.
Maybe he got back early enough in 1994 to save Kurt Cobain.
Oh God.
Well, a couple of cool games.
There's any saving that.
Yeah, there isn't. I was just about to say. There's a couple of games that came out this week that I want to mention really quick. But before I do want to mention this. For those of you that follow streamers or like streamers like Dr. Disrespect, this one's a pretty big streamer. His name is Destiny.
Yeah.
And Destiny has, just to let you guys know, if you ever watch him streams or watch him play games on Twitch, he has been permanently banned from Twitch for hateful conduct and after a review by moderators, left with no chance to appeal the decision. So Destiny.
He was a kingmaker.
Yeah. I guess that the hateful conduct speculates it was over his claims that trans women shouldn't compete with cis women in women's athletics. Not sure how that's hateful content, but it's whatever. Twitch, I don't get it. But I haven't seen any footage. I haven't seen what the ban was, so I'm not sure.
It was over. I believe it was a debate scene that he was having with a bunch of other content creators from the BreadTube side, and I guess it got out of hand, and then Destiny made his comment about it.
I just don't. Once again, I just don't know how that's controversial. He has an opinion that I just don't understand how that's hateful. I just because you don't think something doesn't mean you hate them. It just doesn't make any sense to me. By the way, Destiny's content was actually pretty good, by the way.
Twitch has fallen off the wagon.
Yeah, you know what? I keep hearing that, man. I keep hearing we're live on Twitch right now. We could probably get busted for this, but it doesn't matter.
What are they going to do though?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the thing is that people are falling off Twitch big time, and they're trying to find an alternative. YouTube won't step up to the plate. No one will step up to the plate with an alternative to Twitch, because gamers actually don't think Twitch is the best place for them anymore, which really sucks. Unless you're huge.
Oh yeah.
So
YouTube has taken steps, but a lot of the people that jump ship for YouTube feel like it's a good place, but it could be better. Like there's a lot of things that that YouTube is missing that would greatly benefit streamers on the platform. Yeah. Like simple things too, like gifted subs.
Yeah,
like YouTube doesn't have gifted subs.
Not yet. They keep giving creators that they keep wagging that carrot in front of them and sending them emails. Ooh, that we're going to implement this and we're going to implement that, and it's been months and months and months. They do it all. Well, moving further down the story, it says Destiny also dismissed allegations that it could have been due to his community performing a quote unquote hate raid, as well as the claim that he played a clip of someone saying the N-word on a stream, though he did admit to insulting a VTuber in his chat. So I don't know. It's whatever the case may be. I'm curious where he'll go from now. Or for now,
I don't.
He's mostly on YouTube now.
What?
Interesting.
He's been streaming a few times on YouTube right now since the.
Oh yeah, where else is he gonna go?
It's true. I mean, he could go to D Live. So. But then again, I think I think the biggest issue is that this is why I believe that we should start, as gamers or social media guys, we should start supporting alternative platforms. You know what I mean? There should be alternative platforms that we can turn to that are better than YouTube or better than Twitch. You know what I mean? That's why I think Rumble is such a cool thing. They're doing something different. It's not as cool as YouTube, but they're moving in the right direction. So, you know,
I was backing Theta for a while until I don't know. It just feels like it takes them forever to get moving on anything.
It does.
Like I'm not a big, crypto bro or any of that, but Theta's got built-in crypto involved, so it's it's one of the things you got to take with the platform.
It's crazy we're talking about this because this falls into another interesting conversation that you have Elon Musk trolling the internet saying that we need an alternative to Twitter, and maybe he'll just buy Twitter, which would be fascinating, which I think would change the game. I think instead of, I think what he should do, either one is buy Twitter and get rid of everybody at the top and just change that, change it from the bottom up, or he should buy it and just shut it down.
I'm with him on shutting it down.
That's what he should do.
I think too many people think he's your buddy.
I understand that, but I think what's interesting about Elon is that at least for now, it feels like he's willing to have conversations that other people don't want to have. And there's no way that they can stop Elon because he's such a massive name on their platforms. So, and you're right. I think it has more to do with the fact that people back up Elon because he's more than willing to say, hey, listen, we should have conversations. Free speech is good. We should have other alternatives. And I think that's why people back him. You know what I mean? So until he changes his tune, I think that for now, I'm going to have to believe in him until he proves me wrong. So we'll see.
I think putting too much faith in one thing is
I agree. Idea. I agree. That's why I said you put your trust in something until they prove you wrong. That's why you always trust, but verify. Anyway,
well, I verified.
You like Truth Social?
Truth Social, that's my jam, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
What the hell is that?
Anyway, don't see Todd's
Trump's new
trolling me.
Twitter.
No,
Yeah, Todd's trolling me. That's what he's trying to do.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, and Truth Social is just another. It's like an alternative to Twitter. Is what it is. So
No, it's not. It's
yes, it is.
It's the only place where hate speech is acceptable.
Oh, I see. So right, because by the way, there's no such thing as hate speech. But whatever, Todd. I guess alternative
There's no
discussions.
such thing as
Nope.
hate speech.
Nope. I'm that guy. I don't think there is. I don't think that. Like once again, I think this goes back to the fact that you can say whatever you want. If that's if they don't want it on their platforms, that's fine. I get that. But I mean, you just because you can take anything and make anything hate speech. You know what I mean? That's just because something you don't agree with, you can just turn it into hate speech because you don't agree with that point. Just like they did with Destiny. They consider that hateful conduct.
Just like what they did with Nazis, right?
You just admitted to saying. No. You just admitted to saying
Todd,
that you didn't actually
let's get
hear the video clip.
The threshold for what is or isn't hateful is off the charts now. You basically, if someone says Leah Thomas shouldn't be competing with actual women because he was formerly a man, that's hate speech. That's crazy. That's just because someone doesn't agree with that doesn't make them hateful. It just means they don't agree with what's going on. Doesn't mean they hate the person. They just don't agree with it. But it's being considered hate speech.
I don't agree with it either.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what if there is any truth to what happened to Destiny, that he said that and he got banned for it and they considered it hateful conduct. You know what I mean? That just everything is so out of whack because you can't disagree anymore, or else you're a racist, or you're a sexist, or you're a misogynist, or you hate women, or anyway, it's stupid. It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. Todd.
Well, I mean, it's like, tell us what you really think, and then you do, and then now you're mad at me about it. I'm not
mad at you, Todd. I can never be mad at you. Todd,
but I just think that's we got to pull the veil back or the curtain back a little bit.
We should
on some of these opinions you have when you're talking about alternative social media. That's just because your boy Trump got banned from Twitter.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
That's the only reason.
Hang on a second. I remember when everybody on Twitter a couple of years ago was like, "Well, if you guys don't like it here, maybe you should make your own." Guess what? Someone went out and made their own, and then what did they do when those guys made their own? They shut it down. That's that is exactly what happened with Parler.
Man, you can get it other places, right? You just don't have to. You can't get it at the Apple Store. Big deal.
No, that's not. No, you can't get it at every place. Parler is not what it used to be. They shut it down. Amazon shut down their servers. This is. So they say, hey, listen, why don't you get off this platform and go make your own? They do make their own, and what do? They want to spread their own hatred, and they shut them down because they don't like what they have to say.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's born out of hate. They're censoring free thought,
Yes, they are.
And there's a pedophile ring in a pizza basement in New York City.
Look. So wait a minute. So you're telling me that there was no censorship over the last 2 years?
I think that
over COVID, over being banned from Facebook for saying that that COVID may have come from a lab in China. People were getting banned for that in 2020 and early 2021.
Because it's unverifiable misinformation.
Guess what? And now baloney. What's misinformation? Now all of a sudden you can talk about it now because there's actual information that says, "Hey, listen."
Wait a minute. Because people are believing the misinformation and going to a pizza restaurant with guns.
So who's the arbiter of truth, Todd? Who's the arbiter of truth? Is it you? Is it Facebook? Who's the arbiter? So what, should we have a ministry of truth like they do it in 1984? The book, should there be a ministry of truth?
All I'm saying is that they don't want to be liable for these tragedies where nutcases are getting guns and going to places and shooting people.
So we're talking about what at Cosmic at Ping Pong Cosmic Pizza. You're naming one thing out of all the ridiculousness.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm just saying. Like that was absolutely misinformation that was spread on the internet that became widely available on social media platforms, and with the devastating consequence. And so people have to pay attention to that because they're responsible for creating that social media.
So when
if you want to spread misinformation on
whoa.
websites and other places,
you are not the arbiter of misinformation. Who is to say what is or isn't? And all I'm saying is, not to turn this into a crazy thing, but all I'm saying is that you let people decide what is and is not. You make them discern. Okay? And if you can't discern what is either truth or speculation, that is not on anybody but the person that is reading that. That means that you should have, everybody should be perusing all of the articles they read before. Everyone should you should have Facebook perusing all the articles that you read before you read them to make sure that they're appropriate for their eyes to see. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes zero sense to me, Todd. There is no way you can do that.
Your conclusion doesn't follow from your premise.
So you're telling me that you would be more than willing for these companies to shut down. So let's just for argument's sake, right? Let's just for argument's sake, you say that they have every right to shut down quote unquote misinformation. You know, the ironic thing is they have every right to do whatever they want because it's their platform. Okay,
that's and we can agree on that.
And that's fine. But what I'm saying is that it's interesting how it only goes one way.
It doesn't just go one way.
Todd, it goes one way. Remember that Hunter Biden's laptop was misinformation until it wasn't. It was a Russian disinformation campaign until it wasn't. So COVID was in wet markets until it wasn't. So this is the issue that people are having when they're being shut down.
I can't speak to what's out there on the media. What I'm saying is,
so then
the social media platforms, not the news media or the outlets and those organizations. I think that there's a responsibility for news organizations to give us unvarnished and unbiased facts. And I think that I think social media platforms have a responsibility when those stories mutate into something different, and they do not have any facts. The oldest paper. They have to. Let me finish. They have to choose what, and they have to decide what they're going to allow on their platform because it's their business. And
when Twitter decides to ban New York Post reporting their own story, is that a problem? I mean,
that's
they're reputable
because it's published other places, Greg.
I see.
Twitter is not the end.
Okay, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. So you are saying so what you're saying is censoring a newspaper is okay on an alternate platform. I just want to make sure that I'm getting that. You're saying that New York Post had a report, and Twitter decided to not make that shareable, and they took down the New York Post for even reporting it.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is they're not. Twitter is not a newspaper.
No, it's not.
Twitter is maybe a distribution system online, if that. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are no governmental organizations trying to shut down the freedom of press.
Whoa! I wasn't talking about governmental.
You're talking about you're talking about censoring the press. That's what you're talking about.
Twitter censored the press, and that it's very well documented.
Hey, just because Twitter decided not to carry a story doesn't mean that they're censoring.
Whoa, hang on a second.
They decided that they're not going to distribute it.
They're censoring they're censoring their Twitter feed. I'll give you one that's even more current. Today, the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. Everybody there was a ton of people on Twitter today or yesterday saying that Dave Chappelle, you're next. That's against their policy. That's against their conduct, their safety of and conduct policy. People were saying that Dave Chappelle should get slapped. They were saying that that people should commit violence against Dave, but nobody's getting banned. Why not? You can look it up all on Twitter. It's all there. All I'm saying is it always seems to go one way.
You put a lot more faith in the Twitter than you should be.
It's not about Twitter. It's Twitter.
It's not about Twitter, but you keep bringing up Twitter, dude.
It's about Twitter. It's about Facebook. It's about YouTube. It's about Twitch. It's about all of these guys.
Yeah, that's fine. But you brought up Twitter as an example, and that's why I'm throwing it back at you.
Because Twitter is the one that is always constantly in the middle of all of this stuff about inappropriately banning people or taking them off the platform.
Well, then again,
there's nothing inappropriate about it. They can do whatever they want and at will.
Yeah, great. So that's fine. So when that, you're right. So when that happens, right, and then you tell people, don't be on your platform, and they make their new platform, then Amazon comes on because they're sharing their servers and shuts them down. So I guess it's not okay.
That's on Amazon.
That's an entirely separate issue.
No. But that's what I'm saying is that it seems, once again, it seems to flow all in one direction. All in one direction.
You know, it's right. You're the plight of the white man.
Because everything is always
Everything
Russian disinformation.
Is so difficult for white conservative males in America.
And that's what because when you're paying attention to the news and all the mainstream media crap, everything is Russian disinformation. Everything. I don't. Everything. Okay. Anyway, listen.
Can I just say something? This is all nonsense. Can we get back to the show?
Okay, we're almost done. Moving on.
I don't know what just happened.
Well,
also, Aron, yes, me and Phormat are doing well. Thank you.
Good. Anyway, moving on.
Am I doing well? Let me go check Twitter.
Don't check Twitter. Check Facebook. Well, actually, don't check Facebook. They're not as reliable as. How
about don't check any
any social media. That's probably the best thing to do.
I should check Amazon.
What you need to do is go to Truth Social Media.
Go. You know what you should do? Go to Getter. That's the way to go. Anyway,
I don't know any of this.
Two new video games came out this week. Okay, that I want to mention because I'm playing both of them, and our good buddy Kai is also playing one of them, and that, of course, is Borderlands spinoff, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is currently available. It is a spinoff of the Borderlands series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you digging it, man?
I'm getting back into it because I've been busy this week with work, but I've been digging it really well. I love the D&D mechanics into it already.
D&D mechanics.
It is a D&D inspired first person shooter, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
none of that made sense.
I hated Borderlands 3. Didn't like it at all.
Yeah. Well,
I actually think that this is a much better game. I like it a lot. I think it's so far it's fun. The only problem I'm having is technical. There's a lot of stuttering issues, a lot of frame rate drops right now. They need to fix. Not good. Other than that, I think the actual game is a lot of fun. And I think that this is a better direction for Borderlands than even Borderlands proper. So Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I think it's worth every penny. You can do co-op, which is great. Me and Kai will be doing co-op soon.
And we have
crossplay, which is pretty sweet. So if you want something that is got the familiar trappings of Borderlands with a couple of cool, interesting caveats thrown in, I think you'll enjoy Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. It's
crossplay,
cool.
You say?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can put it on my phone?
Except that.
Oh.
Except that.
The video game allows crossplay and there's not like an advantage for,
No, not really.
No, not on a phone. But Tiny Tina,
it's like when I don't know. There's a joke in here that I want to make, but I think
Todd, I will slap you.
Stop it.
I think it's great that you accept crossplay in video games, but
Todd,
not in
I will
actual
slap you like how Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Here's Here's the cool thing. If you are in the market, I would say get it. There's another game that also came out that is right now, as of now, PS5 exclusive, called Ghostwire Tokyo.
How's that?
That I played just a little bit of it. It is interesting.
Oh, you picked it up?
Yeah, I did. It was so I picked it up, and I'm going to play a little more of it.
Does it play like Dishonored?
The first portion, the first portion wasn't terrible. There was a lot of bad feedback on some of the things in the game. So far, I haven't found that yet. What I have played of it, yeah.
Like control issues?
No, they say they're controller issues. They say the acceleration and deceleration sucks.
Who are you talking to? Did you play the game?
Yes, I played it.
Jesus Christ!
That's what I'm saying.
I want to know what you have to say.
That's what I was just saying. I haven't.
Not other people.
What I'm trying to say
is
that
I wanted to hear about other people, I'd go listen to other people. I'm talking.
Well, if you let me finish, my friend, what I'm trying to say is that I haven't played enough of it to make a solid review of it. But so far, what I've played, I've enjoyed. Although I can see I can see why some of the reviews haven't been good.
That's not what. Nope. As soon as you bring other people into there are limitations to what you can and can't do in this game. That just
so far.
means you suck at the game.
You
need to get good, scrub.
No. The limitations are actually the powers.
No, you're talking about streamers.
No, I don't watch streamers. I don't watch streamers.
You're watching reviewers, right? Hey, guess what? They also stream. Shut up.
The only thing that
you don't know what you're talking about.
I want
to talk about you and what your experience with the game was, and the only thing you keep bringing up is what other people think.
The only thing that
why do I care what they think?
The only two things that I can bring up. Number one, the power set is limited so far. Number two, the world is shallow. Like it may be big, but there's nothing. Like literally nothing. That's the only thing that I'm having an issue with. Other than that, so far, I think the story is a little strange, but I'm gonna chop that up. I'm gonna chalk that up to being Japanese, and Japanese have very interesting stories that they make. They're unique. So far, it's an interesting take. The enemies aren't very challenging, which is fine because I'm in it for the power fantasy anyway. They all seem to have all the enemies seem to have kind of like one pattern. That's it.
Oh.
They see that you're coming and they move left and right. And then after that, they come straight at you constantly. So,
would you say it would be akin to, say, a Fatal Frame?
I wouldn't say that because I think Fatal Frame as far as concept is better. But I will say that I have noticed that unless you turn, I have noticed that control wise, if you do not turn up the acceleration, the way the game is default is the controls are super slow. So
they feel sluggish.
They're super sluggish. So they feel it's super slow. So unless you turn up that acceleration, you're going to be like, what the heck's going on? You're consistently off. And to be fair, it doesn't really fix it, but it makes it better. I don't know if that was an intentional choice.
It sounds like it's an intentional function of the game. Like it's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, right. So it's possibly an intentional choice by the creator. I don't know. I mean, it is the guy who made Resident Evil 4. So, it wasn't exactly easy to shoot. Yeah, exactly.
First person tank controls. Nice.
Yeah. So far, the world itself is completely dead. There's like nothing around. And I wish that there had been, the game seems to be getting bigger, but I wish they had made it smaller and a little more dense. That's the only thing that I'm having that I've noticed so far. I've got to get more into the game. I still don't understand.
Like wide open streets.
Correct. It's just the streets are wide open and there's nothing on them. There's literally there's trash cans and cars, but there's no, in the beginning you meet people in the street, right? And like in the cutscenes, but there's nobody there in the movie. There's no one there actually in game. That's the weird part. Unless they're a ghost.
Does Ghostwire Tokyo feel complete? Like it's done? Like this is the finished product?
I'm
or
going to
does it
say
feel
this.
like they're going to roll out
No,
DLCs?
I think that this game is complete in the most elementary of ways. That's what I'm thinking. Like they thought that it feels like the powers with the hands are really cool, but it seems like they didn't see beyond like the first portion of the game, and they didn't the actual you have the same. It's the issue is that you have these 3 power sets: fire, wind, and water. That's what you have.
No heart.
No, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. So the thing is that it never technically matures, even though there is like a level system, and you can put points into things. And I think that it's the power creep thing. You know what I mean? That you're kind of playing with. But
okay. So you see your abilities leveling up after a while.
You do, but it's not in a way that you would go, man, I really can't wait to come home and play this. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to feel about it yet. I have to get further into it, but I just don't know how to feel about it just yet. I mean, I like it, but I also think that I can see how this could probably get super tedious. That's the thing.
I'm just glad to hear about something other than Elden Ring.
What are you talking about? Elden Ring that's the talk of the town. That's the greatest game ever, baby. That's what I keep hearing.
What I'm saying. I'm glad to hear about something other than Elden Ring. Most of my YouTube timeline is Elden Ring lore for some reason.
That's all they ever
I
talk
haven't
about.
watched any of them.
Anyway, I have to say that I because I've been playing Returnal, I haven't picked up Elden Ring yet. Although, I mean, I've picked it up. I just haven't picked it up and played it.
Oh, well, good luck, man.
Yeah, Elden Ring. I think I
know it's good. I mean, it's a Souls game, so I know it's good, but
I'm not in it for. That's my thing. Is that I'm older now. I'm not in it for the challenge anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm surprised I'm even playing Returnal, and that's a Souls-like game apparently. So who the frick knows? Anyway, before we get out of here,
you and that FOMO, man.
I know. I got this whole FOMO thing. Well, luckily enough, I picked up Returnal on sale. So luckily that was the case. Returnal, by the way, even though it's hard, damn, it's a lot of fun. I'm surprised at how much fun that game is.
Nice, man.
I'm really liking it. It's procedurally generated like Diablo 2 was. So every time you die, you're not going through the same thing. It's different. Right. So it's all procedurally generated. It's pretty crazy. But anyway.
Cool, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, kind of excited. And next week is the last week for big games before there's a huge drought. So be prepared. So there's going to be a huge drought.
I don't know. I think we're about due for a drought. We need to
catch up on games we've already been playing.
Breathe.
I agree. 2 more games and coming up this next week. Of course, MLB The Show 2022, and I love that game. That's the only sports game I really enjoy playing. And then last but not least, next
didn't you just load last year's game and be fine?
No, it's not. It's
always MLB, the same game, dude.
MLB and FIFA are the only 2 sports games that I love to play, and I have to pick them up every year. And
you play wrestling games.
Oh, that's true. But luckily, they haven't been out for 2 years. So thank God they took a rest. So now, by the way, WWE 2K22 is so much fun. So much fun.
They need to bring back skateboard games.
Oh, they have. You should play Ollie World.
Ollie World.
Look up Ollie World.
No, I've heard of it.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, also, the biggest game before the drought, of course, is Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So I'm really excited about that. I didn't think I was until I saw the gameplay.
With Rey?
Well, interestingly enough, they have actually almost redefined what it is to play a Lego game, because now it's not a typical Lego game in the effect of now you are third-personing it. You're over the shoulder of the Lego. And it's an open world, and you can travel to planets. It's very fascinating, and it's all 9 movies. all 9 movies. So it's from A New Hope all the way to The Rise of Skywalker. So I'm really excited about it. There's a ton of content in it. You should look at the developer diaries on it. It looks really good. So I'm actually very excited for it. So I can't wait for that game. Anywho, before we get out of here, it's not a very long list. It's not very big. That's what she said. But
Stop it.
time to check in for some Blu-rays this week. First off, on Blu-rays, The Apartment 4K is on Blu-ray today. One of Billy Wilder's best movies, The Apartment, starring Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine and the man from My Three Sons, Mr. McMurray himself. No, Fred McMurray. The Apartment.
Oh, that guy.
Fred McMurray is also one of my other favorite movies called Double Indemnity, which I absolutely love. You should check that out. Also on Blu-ray today, for those of you that like classic 80s films, Reformed Schoolgirls from 1986. Also on Blu-ray today, if from Vinegar Syndrome, if you're a fan of Billy Blank's Talons of the Eagle from 1992 is out on Blu-ray today.
Billy
Super cool.
Blanks.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Mr. Tybo himself.
Mr. Tybo himself.
Dude. Oh man.
Also on Blu-ray today is a film that I believe has reached cult status. Phoebe Cates from Vinegar Syndrome, Drop Dead Fred, is out on Blu-ray today. I have to see that movie again because I remember seeing that once and thought it was stupid. So, but apparently people really like Drop Dead Fred. It is out today. And also out today.
Like it either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Guys like Alika really enjoyed it.
Maybe it's a generational thing. I just didn't. I didn't get it. Maybe I'm the wrong guy. Maybe I don't know. On Blu-ray today, the complete series of Magnum PI is out on Blu-ray today. All 8 seasons. The reason why Tom Selleck was never Indiana Jones is because of this series. Also, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking like recently. I was like, what?
No. Tom Selleck was the first one. He was.
Oh, this is OG.
Magnum. OG
PI.
Magnum.
Okay.
Yeah. He's.
I thought this was the little Hispanic dude.
He was the guy cast before Harrison Ford. He was the guy actually cast to be Indiana Jones. Crazy. Also on Blu-ray.
Shave off that stash.
Well,
Lucas
unfortunately,
was like, no, this is not going to work.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that Magnum PI would not let him out of his contract to make the movie. So, yep.
He was like, you know what? I picture Indiana Jones in an Aloha shirt.
That'd be. Actually, I think he was in an Aloha shirt when he did the screen test. I think that's on one of my Blu-rays.
Yeah, you thought I was making fun. But no.
Also on Blu-ray today from Criterion, starring Lorenz Tate, Love Jones from 1997.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm. Lorenz Tate and Nia Long. Love Jones is actually a pretty good movie. So you should check that out. Lorenz Tate in Love Jones. And certainly last but not least, this week is definitely not one to write home about. Sing 2 is on 4K Blu-ray today.
Hey.
So if you missed Sing 2,
fun movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch Sing 2. I've only watched Sing 1, and Sing 1 was okay. So, yeah, that was okay. Sing 2. All right. Well,
so much fun.
Oh, Joel asked to recommend a mobile phone game. May I recommend one? Pre-order Diablo Immortal. It's on iOS and Android.
That's up, man.
And
the guy's asking you a genuine question, like a genuine question.
First of all, I'm giving him a genuine answer. If he plays the tutorial, he gets a free skin to use in the game when it comes out proper.
Oh man,
Jesus.
Actually,
it's a Blizzard game, man. Nobody wants to touch Blizzard games anymore.
The only thing that I can think of, because I don't play mobile games that much, is either Call of Duty or PUBG. It's pretty much all I know.
Those aren't bad.
Yeah,
Like when it
PUBG
comes
I think
to
is.
mobile games, they're done really well.
I think PUBG is a better game mobile. Personally, I think it's a better game than on console. I think PUBG is
You're
better
probably
mobile.
right.
Yeah, so that's
I have
just me.
friends that play PUBG to this day, and I keep
Yeah.
calling them nerds. And
Yeah. So Aron says Snake is a great mobile game.
hey, Snake is a classic for sure.
Snake is classic. Yeah, absolutely is. So I don't know. It's tough. There's a ton of stuff out there. I will say that if you can get your hands on Oregon Trail, that's a fun mobile game. So,
well, I mean, unless you're prone to dysentery.
oh crap! Before I forget, I have to tell you, there's also one more game that I'm playing.
Oh,
I am
on
playing.
mobile?
I'm playing on Switch. The brand new Kirby game.
How is it?
Oh, mouthful mode. Hey.
Yeah, Land of the Forgotten or whatever the frick it's called. I forget.
I really thought that would be your jam. You know,
I am telling
Kirby
you right
eats
now.
stuff you like to eat.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I am telling you right now. This is the first time that Kirby's gone 3D. It's a fully 3D Kirby adventure. It, of course, is developed by HAL Laboratory. And I'm going to tell you something. Kirby and the Forgotten Land could possibly be one of the best platformers this year.
Oh, stop.
It's good. I'm telling you, it's good. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's whimsical. It's fantastical. It's silly. It's really good. I'm telling you right now. I was not a huge fan of any of the other Kirby games. This one is good. So.
Oh man.
Yep. Check it out.
It's just Mario Odyssey with a Kirby skin.
First of all, how dare you? How dare you? I love the fact that Kirby can suck up his enemies and their powers become his powers. That's super cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, you know that's what Kirby does, right?
No, I know, but
Yeah,
it's more prevalent in this game. It's really neat. I like it a lot. So check it out.
More prevalent?
It is
his one thing he does.
Yeah, but it's
he eats a thing and gains their powers.
It's interesting that now when he eats an object, he actually has to conform to the object, and you have to figure out how to use the object to progress.
That's mouthful mode.
That's super cool. I like that. Yeah, it's called mouthful mode. It's super cool. I like it a lot. It's really neat. Anyway, I recommend it. I super recommend it. Check it out. Kirby in the Forgotten Land. It's super cool so far. So check it out. Anyway.
Or you can just play Mario Odyssey. If you don't
How dare you? Mario Odyssey is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite Mario games of all time. I've already finished that like twice over. Great game, by the way. All right, we're out of time.
Shocked that you finished.
Are we?
The game.
Yeah, we're out of time. I got to get out of here before I'm more disgusted with Todd. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm disgusted with you and Todd.
Like after we get off the cameras, you guys aren't going to continue this
No,
conversation.
we're not, because I actually have to go. I have to go to bed. No, because I have to go to bed. Anyway, we can. Todd, before we take off out of here,
go to bed. What kind of gamer are you?
Old man, apparently.
Can you tell us why you hate free speech so much? No, I'm just kidding. What I want you to do, is, can you tell us when you leave for WonderCon and what can we expect?
Well, I'm going to WonderCon and I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. I'm leaving on the 31st and
it's this week? Oh,
yeah,
damn, dude.
And so WonderCon's going to be April 1st through the 3rd. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting experience. This will be my first convention in California. So I've been to big conventions on the West Coast before, but I haven't done, this one or San Diego. So I'm looking forward to it. And
You
then
confirmed your
on
appearance,
Monday, huh?
You confirmed your appearance, right? I mean, it is on April 1st.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be an epic April Fool's?
That's a good point. You are going to be there, right, Todd? There's no. All right, just checking.
I mean, that's what they told me. I mean, I've got all the appropriate paperwork. So.
Nice.
What are you expecting? What are you expecting when you get there?
I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's going to be people that are, excited about being back out, and they're going to be real, they're going to be rejoicing to be at a convention, or if it's going to be kind of a somber, you know, I don't know if I'm, you know, I don't know what it's going to be like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the mandates are up, so there's not going to be as many of those policies in place. I'm not sure exactly what they have.
I think you'll be fine, Todd. Most of the policies, I mean, most of the mandates, like, barely even had a foothold in California, so
yeah,
they're going to be used to coming out.
Yeah, we lost ours 2 days ago, so you know, and California's long in front of us, I think.
There's
so.
a lot of Hawaii people in California, so you
I'm
quite well, dude.
I'm gonna try to make some friends. And then on Monday, I scored tickets to Disneyland.
Oh,
so I'm gonna get to go to Galaxy's Edge on Monday.
Wow! So you're gonna go to Disneyland, huh?
Galaxy's Edge. Are you gonna be with Silvani?
Yeah, right. No, I mean he actually. You know what's funny is he's kind of jealous that I'm gonna be there without him. But he it's his anniversary on April 1st.
Oh, nice.
So he can't go. He's like, I
Well
want to go,
played,
but if I went, I would never be forgiven. So,
well, I mean, he could still go, and it could be like his April Fool's Day.
Yeah, happy anniversary, April Fools. I'm not there.
Well, I hope you enjoy your time at that family hating outfit. So that's good. Good for you.
Family hating outfit?
Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry.
Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, is a family hating outfit?
I didn't mean to say that out loud. Listen, before I forget, is this going to be?
It's the happiest place on earth because there is no families there.
At least not anymore. Todd,
you can't afford to take your family there.
Is this going to be your daughter's first time to Disneyland?
It's gonna be my first time, man. I've never been
Serious?
there before.
You never been to Disneyland before?
Awesome, dude.
I've never been on a roller coaster before, man.
Wow, crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I've been to Disneyland several times and Disney World.
Well, I mean,
before they were hating.
All right, I get it. Stop showing off.
Yeah, I know, man. Humble brag much. Shit.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it was
great,
before.
Man. I'm really excited for you guys.
I can't.
You guys are going to get to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of neat for you. I think you'll be surrounded by your people, Todd. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
What is it? Damn it, Jay, stop it.
So WonderCon.
You like nerds?
Yeah.
Surrounded by your people. Are you talking about the rodents?
No, well, could be. But
Mickey and Minnie? I mean,
WonderCon is going to be a lot of fun. Check him out if you're there. He's going to be in the small publishers area, I believe.
Man, I wish I could be there. That sounds exciting.
Aron says, reminder, Moon Knight is Wednesday on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
So, Moon Knight on Wednesday on Disney Plus.
I'm so glad that I'll be able to see it because I totally thought Moon Knight was going to be a movie.
Yeah. So,
but now that I know it'll be on the D Plus, I can watch it.
Are you? By the way, are you going
not
with
worried
the family?
about not getting to the theater because we
all
know what happened with No Way Home. So.
Yeah, we do.
I said sorry.
Todd, is the whole family going, or are you just going?
No, the whole family's gonna go.
That's awesome, dude.
Good for you.
I'm
good
so
for you.
stoked.
So good.
I can't go to a convention right in front of Disneyland and not take my daughter.
It's true.
No.
Hey, listen. Can you do me a favor for your daughter? Can you keep the magic alive for her a little bit?
I mean, I'm not going to tell her that Santa Claus isn't real. I mean, what are you saying?
Well, just saying.
What are you saying, G?
Disney used to be a magical place. Try and keep it that way for her, would you? Jeez.
I don't know. I've never been there before. I don't know what you're referring to. But if you don't like it, then I'm probably going to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Enjoy a turkey leg for me, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
turkey. Ooh, yeah, turkey leg. Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna go on for Monday on Monday night. I think we're going to the New Orleans restaurant from.
I recommend you buy a fast pass.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay.
Get a fast pass though.
Yeah, you know,
They don't have to deal with the line in the fast pass lane.
Yeah.
We got the genie pass.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Oh, so you just stand in line and go, I wish there wasn't a line.
I wish I was in the front of the line, and then it just happened.
I wish Robin Williams was still alive.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yep. You and me both, buddy.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
All right, Todd. Well, listen, you have a good time. Please report back to us when you get back here.
Hey, next Monday, I'm gonna be, if you're doing the show, I'm gonna be. I could chime in from Galaxy's Edge.
Oh,
sick. Maybe dope. I'll give you a holler then. I'll send you an email.
They close at 10 o'clock, so that's gonna be like 6 o'clock here. So you guys would have to be on a little early.
Okay, I'll see if I can make it on there if we can. But regardless, I'll call you anyway. It doesn't matter.
I'll record a special live from segment from WonderCon in Disneyland and try to report on the status of my people.
Yeah. Those Californians.
This is the third time I've ever been to California, Greg.
Yeah.
They're definitely not my people.
Yeah, they're definitely not cracked up. They're not all what they're all cracked up to be fair. All right, well, we're out of time, boys and girls. Golly, it's 11 o'clock. We're getting late. We got to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you back here. Todd, have a wonderful time at WonderCon.
Yeah, man.
And, of course, for my good buddy Todd Bernardi, Cobra Kai, and Phormat, I am G Money. Peace out. Much love, and most assuredly, always stay nerdy. And we're out of here. Until next time. Aloha.
Bye, Gannon.